We are tonight's entertainment.
What the fuck is this, Jet?
This is a tasty burger.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Why don't you spill your beans?
Welcome back to the motherfucking
Film Scoop.
A little extra scoop this week,
Yeah.
since we missed last week. You know, I made a promise to the Scoopers long time ago, back in the olden days. What I didn't promise was that we'd never miss an episode. What I did promise is that we would never produce a mediocre scoop.
Yeah.
That's what I promised to my loyal Scoopers. So that's what happened. Last week, we didn't have anything to talk about. Also, just the energy levels for me were down. We didn't have anything to talk about, and I didn't want to force an episode when I wasn't feeling it. I didn't have anything to say, and I could have forced something, thought of something to talk about, but didn't want to do it. Yeah. I owe it to the Scoopers to be in tip-top shape. When we're holding these mics, we are top men.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck we do. We handle business. So this week, we're back. Fuck last week. It didn't happen. This week, you're getting 2+ hours of raw, unfiltered content. Uncut,
exactly.
Uncut, like the Jews. And that's what the fuck we're doing. All right.
Did you just pull that out of your ass, dude? Holy cow. You're on another level
we're
right
back,
now.
And we've got some shit to handle.
Yeah.
Now, the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. That's what we're doing this week.
Yeah. We don't get to pick and choose when these movies get released. You know?
No, we don't. And you know, when you run a movie podcast, you're gonna hit a rough spot every year, from January to March.
Yeah.
Every year, it's gonna happen. Those 2 months, January and February. March is where it starts getting decent again. January and February is a time. Yeah. That is a hellscape.
We should have watched Amelia Perez to talk shit.
Now, why on God's green earth would you do that?
Because it would probably be hilarious.
But the part you're overlooking here is that we'd have to actually watch it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's 2.5 hours of us sitting in front of our TV watching Amelia Perez.
I didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah. That's all right. That's what I'm here for. I'm the logistics.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be a Marvel episode since Captain America came out. I thought about ranking MCU movies, but I realized we already did that.
Yeah.
We did that when Guardians 3 came out. So if you want to hear it, it's the same. Nothing has came out in 2 years that has changed our lists. So it's the same list.
Well, nothing has changed our list, and then also, I don't like half the shit that's come out. I feel like I haven't even wasted my time to watch.
Not that much has come out in the last 2 years. In terms of movies, I think it's Captain America, The Marvels.
We did not watch that.
And Quantumania. No, Quantumania was before Guardians 3. I think it's just The Marvels and Captain America. There hasn't been a lot.
They must have really been in the
so
shitter.
Neither of those are in the top 10. I can tell you that.
Yeah, after Jonathan Majors beat the fuck out of that girl. Yeah. I guess they really had to pivot.
Arguably uncool guy.
Yeah.
Debatable.
It depends on how you look at it.
Yeah. If we had a Venn diagram.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got some shit to talk about this week. First up, I have some scoop of life, I guess you could call it, but not really. It's just that I've been entering a big reading phase recently.
Dude, I know. Listen, guys. If you haven't seen Cash, first of all, he's fucking handsome as hell.
Incorrect.
And he's been perched up anywhere and everywhere, just looking studious as hell. Calves flexed. Just imagine a jacked guy reading a book. You're like, man, not only is he just in peak physical form, but his mind.
Right.
He fortified his mind.
Just imagine you walk into a coffee shop looking to get a latte, and you see Mike O'Hearn sitting there reading a book.
Yeah, that's what Cash looks
reading The Art of War. That's what's going on. But no, I've been reading some books. I'm about to finish my 5th book of the year. And my goal for this year was just 1 book a month. So I'm overstepping my goal, but that's a good thing. I'm just really enjoying reading, and the way I'm thinking about it is like I've seen a lot of movies. There's obviously a lot more I need to see, but I haven't seen the Batman and the Nice Guys of books. I haven't read them yet.
Yeah.
They're still out there waiting for me to grab them and fondle
In the
them
ether.
and digest them. And so I'm fishing for great books. And so I'm going to talk about what I've read since we recorded, because it's been like 2 weeks. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been
You've
quite
been
a
putting
while.
in some work. You've also been on a bit of a fantasy craving, seems like.
I'm reading a fantasy series, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but you're pretty excited about it, though.
I mean, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
First book I finished is Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami.
God damn, do you know what the hell? How many times did you practice that?
A lot. I was
Didn't we
like,
talk about?
was in
I
the
think
car,
we
I
talked
was like,
about
I can't fuck
Norwegian
this
Wood
up.
already.
Well, we did, but I hadn't finished it.
Oh, okay.
I was like, it could get good at the end, but right now it's bad.
Dude,
it
got good when she spread her ass.
So now I can say it's confirmed horseshit. I've now finished it, and I can say without a sliver of a doubt, bad literature.
Do you have a quick top 3 worst books you've ever read?
Norwegian Wood.
That's what I was getting at. Is it like one of the worst
That
things
book
you've
we read in school about the kid not wanting to do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Nothing But the Truth. That's my number one most hated
Yeah, that
book
book
right
sucks
now.
ass.
Nothing But the Truth.
And I don't read a lot of bad books. I try to read good books, so 3's hard. Probably something I read in school.
Yeah,
I didn't really like The Giver. We read that. Typically the books in school we read were actually pretty good. So there's not many, but Nothing But the Truth I didn't like, and The Giver was like on the lower side of things I enjoyed.
I hated The Alchemist.
I got like 40 pages into The Alchemist and I stopped. So I can't say it's bad for sure, but I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
I stopped.
but I like getting slots like locked in like that.
Yeah.
Like Norwegian Wood is just this shit sucks.
Yeah, Norwegian Wood sucks ass. Everything I said didn't change. It didn't change when I finished the book. It's not good. I can't believe people like it at all. It fooled me at first. I was liking the first like 5 chapters, and then it sort of is like a Yorgos movie that's just like less weird.
Yeah.
Like the concept is simple and it's real people in real life, so there's no fucking sex hotel or, no one's turning into lobsters, but the way they talk is very direct and blunt and weird, and they don't have any depth to them. They're just like these, especially the women in the book, like they have no depth at all. They just fuck all the time.
Yeah.
They just talk about fucking, and that's it. And I was
awesome.
like, this isn't, I'm not enjoying this.
That's the coolest.
This is weird. Yeah. I already told you about the girl spreading her ass cheeks for a dad that died. That's
That's just a little homage, dude. You're just paying respect to the old man.
Yeah, not for me. I'm not writing off Murakami as an author, because I think people say Norwegian Wood's like his black sheep of his bibliography, because most of his stuff is very like dreamlike and trippy and like a little more Yorgos, like people turning into animals and shit like that. He's a lot more creative, and this is like his book where he's not doing any of that, and it's very straightforward.
No.
So I'll give some of his other stuff a try down the road, but this is bullshit. What I read is bullshit.
That's crazy that you said Yorgos. I was actually looking at his movies on my letterbox in preparation for this, and I don't have any. I kind of did some shifting, but I don't have any of his movies above a 2.5.
Who?
Yorgos.
Oh.
I think my highest is a 2.
I have Poor Things at a 3.5. I have The Favorite at a 3.
I had Poor Things at a positive rating until like I saw it at a positive rating, and I was like, this is wrong.
Yeah, I'd never watch it again. 3.5 is probably too high, but I did enjoy it enough when I watched it. And then I read The Well of Ascension, which is Miss Bourne's second book.
What a fucking name.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And that was really good too. everyone says it's the worst of the trilogy, and I believe it. It's the first book is like a heist revolt type story, and then the second one is like a political action thriller, maybe. Like a lot of different like houses and armies and people like strategizing against each other, which could sound boring to some people, but I like stuff like that.
Is it just like a lot of setup for like an upcoming book?
It's not set up because it gets resolved in that book.
Oh, okay.
It's set up for the end of that book, but it's not set up for a sequel. But it's a decently long book, and a lot of it is like strategizing and theorizing. So I enjoy it, but I could see people not enjoying it as much. But the end of it was fucking crazy. I read the last 100 pages in one sitting, like 4
Holy
hours
cow.
straight. I was just sitting there reading because it was so fucking good.
Hell yeah,
I was like,
dude.
this is crazy. I'm going to recommend Mistborn. I'm not even done with the series. I'm going to recommend it to everybody. I think it's such a great starting point for fantasy because it starts so simple, and like the magic system's really simple. It's not really complicated at all. You grasp it really quick, and the characters are so good, and you're reading it because of the characters. And Brandon Sanderson's just that guy. He understands how to tell a compelling story and how to write good characters. And his language that he uses is really simple too, which can be sort of a downside of it. It's sort of like a double-edged sword. Like it's really easy to read and digest.
But it
what
kind of
he's
takes
saying.
you out of the world.
It doesn't take me out of it. It's just like some people like more complicated prose. They like more like the way that Tolkien writes. And authors write differently. And some people write very directly, and they'll say he wore a black robe. And then some authors will say like
he was veiled in shimmering black.
He was veiled in a shimmering black, like the night sky on a gloomy Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
People just write differently, and he's very simplistic. And I think that's why it's a good starting point for fantasy. It's not too complicated. It's very simple, and now it has me craving more fantasy. Now I want to read more. I want to read the Stormlight Archive, which is his other series, but that is a fucking behemoth of a series, dude.
Oh, really?
Is
Mistborn his big one?
It's
the one
like
that everyone talks
it's
about?
his first series, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It came out from 2006 to 2008.
God,
So
bless.
those 3 years back to back.
He just
I
fucking
think it was
said,
one of his.
I'm just gonna drop a tank in 3 years.
I don't know if it was his first book, but I think it's his first like series that he wrote.
Yeah.
Well, he said The Well of Ascension was his first sequel, so it is his first series. And Stormlight's the one he's writing now, so he's like more advanced.
So he's
a
done
better
Mistborn,
writer.
and now he's doing this one, and it's still going.
Yeah, and he's got a bunch of other books, and they're all he does like what Stephen King does, where they're all in the same universe.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Cosmere, and all of his books.
God, dude,
yeah,
come on.
all of his books, like characters will show up from other books. Like I'm reading Mistborn, so I don't know any other characters from his books because this is my first Sanderson book. But other people who have read his other books in the Cosmere, they're like, "Oh, this is blank from this," and he'll just have like characters show up and it's really cool. And I want to read all of his books. And I really want to read the Stormlight Archive. But dude, just the first book in the Stormlight Archive. I don't like to go by page count because pages vary a lot. Sorry, this is a lot of book talk, but you can skip it if you want. I'm a big book guy now, so fucking sue me.
Yeah.
I don't go by page count because pages vary a lot depending on like the font size and the page size, and a lot of stuff changes.
Yeah.
So a good way to see how long a book is check the length of the audiobook. That's like pretty directly like this is how long it takes to read.
Yeah.
But it'll take a little less because you can speed it up, and like if you play it on one speed, it's too slow, I think. I can't listen to it on one speed. I think it's too slow. I don't turn it up to where they sound like chipmunks, but you got to turn it up a little bit. But the audiobooks for Mistborn are like 25 hours a piece. Lord of the Rings is 20 hours a piece. And the first book of the Stormlight Archive is 45 hours.
Oh my god!
And there's 5 of them.
Holy cow,
Yeah.
dude.
So I really want to read it, but it's like, dude, that is a ridiculous amount of time.
They're probably incredible though.
Oh, I'm sure they're great. I'm gonna read them, but I think I've decided once I finish Mistborn, which I'll probably finish in like a couple days, I'll probably be done with Mistborn. I think I'm gonna read Lord of the Rings because those are shorter. Those are 20 hours each, and I already have them. I already own them. I don't have to buy them.
Yeah.
And I can knock that out. I can almost read all three of those in the time it would take to read the first Stormlight Archive book.
Yeah.
So I think I should knock that out first. Then I might go into the Stormlight Archive.
Yeah.
Because I'm really excited. But yeah, The Well of Ascension was great. And now I'm reading The Hero of Ages, which is the conclusion. And people glaze the shit out of Hero of Ages.
The Hero of Ages.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy nees to calm the fuck down.
Everyone's like, dude, it's the best shit of all. Just wait till you read the fucking Hero of Ages. Like, it's the best shit of all time. And so I'm enjoying that so far. I think I'm like 30% through that. Started it like 2 days ago, so I'm pounding through that. So I'll give an update next week when I finish that. But definitely, I feel confident even without having completely finished it. Everyone go read Mistborn. It's amazing. My buddy Evan started it and stopped in chapter 1.
Awesome.
He said, "I'm just not a fantasy guy." I'm like, dude, you stopped in chapter 1.
Dude, he gave it the old college try, dude.
Yeah.
he gave it his all.
Yeah.
Shout out to Evan.
I know
dude.
Evan's listening to this. Keep reading Mistborn. Just stick with me. I wouldn't lead you astray. It's really fucking good. But you finished Project Hail Mary.
I did finish Project Hail Mary. I've actually started another book. Project Hail Mary kind of inspired me to read some more.
Dude, reading a good book would do that to you.
Yeah.
You finish a good book, you're like, give me more. Feed me.
Yeah.
I'm yearning for more literature.
Yeah. Project Hail Mary was very, very good. Very good. I gave it a 5 on Goodreads, but it's because I can't do like less
Half
than a
stars.
5. Well, it's more of a 4 3/4. So I was like, I'll just bump it up to a 5.
They need to fix that. There's a lot of books I'd give like a 4.5, but I can't.
Yeah. It's definitely like way up there in my books that I've read that I've loved. Like I like it better than I Am Legend, and it's definitely not topping Frankenstein or 1984, but it's in my top 3.
That's good.
So that's really good.
Do you think I overhyped it?
No, I think it's really, really good. It's very hardcore science fiction that's explained incredibly well, that it's not going to go over anyone's heads.
Right. It's very complicated science, but Andy Weir's such a great writer that he like introduces the information piece by piece to where, you know, if you're not paying attention early on in the book, yeah, maybe later it gets a little hard to follow, but he's really good at inching you along with the information, saying this is this, so now you get what this is, and now you get what this is, and you get to a point where you're like, I'm a fucking scientist. I know exactly what I know exactly what astrophage is.
Yeah.
And he's really great at that, and that's why I recommend it to people. I'm like, it's very science heavy, but people who don't even like science fiction read it, and they were like, dude, this is crazy. This is really good.
My only gripe with Hail Mary is I felt like I kind of started getting like a touch annoyed with the back and forth format of the story, because it would
Early on more so.
not early on, I'd say probably like towards the middle, because early on there's the mystique of like what the fuck is going on. So when he's doing these flashbacks, you're getting fed this information, and then when you're about like, you know, midway through, and you know he makes the discovery once he gets to Talsetti, I think is the name of the star. Talsetti.
Something like that.
Whatever it is, he makes the discovery, and then he'll do more flashbacks, and I'm like, fuck, dude, come on. Give me back.
The flashbacks never bothered me. They always like revealed something important. So
They
I
did.
didn't-
And sometimes they would feel like they would do the flashback, and it felt like the flashback. I was like, why do I even need to know this? And then it wasn't until after the flashback where you're like, okay, he introduced this to make this happen so we would understand.
Yeah.
So at the time of reading the flashback, you're like, dude, get to the beans. But it's all like feeding you to continue cruising. So it felt just like a touch like annoying. But once you reflect on it, you're like, that was definitely necessary.
Yeah.
I also felt like he probably could have had some more like the book is more about the general story than it is about like the characters. I felt like he could have had some more character moments for the main character, for Grace. Because he comes to some pretty like startling realizations and he has to make some pretty tough choices. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it kind of gets glossed over to do the whole story, which is fine for me because the story itself is so crazy.
Yeah.
That like I get putting that in the back seat. Hopefully we get a little bit of that with the live action though. You can really present a lot in someone's like just performance.
Yeah.
Then you can fit into a book.
I feel like he didn't want to go like do a lot of character work with Ryland because I feel like his approach was more so, let's take like an everyman and put him on this crazy mission instead of like this deeply layered character that has this traumatic past and all this stuff. Just like, let's take this science teacher and like put him in this crazy situation. And I feel like that's kind of what he was trying to do. So
no, I like that he's an everyman. It's just like the decisions that he makes along the way, and like the realizations that he comes to, I feel like could have been like more big moments, without spoiling anything in the book. Like,
yeah, but I love the dynamic. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
because it's a spoiler, but the dynamic of certain characters is amazing. I thought the ending just has such a fucking bow on it. Like, you just can't think of something better than that.
Yeah,
That's
it's sweet.
It just puts a fucking smile on your face.
I didn't expect like a little sweet ending like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited for the movie. I think it's gonna be pretty good. I'm glad you read the book though, because I think they're gonna have to leave a lot out of the movie, especially with the science.
Definitely with the science. I feel like there's a lot. There's like an entire flashback or a couple flashbacks involving just spin drives and how they work.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to probably get cut.
They're going to cut a lot of that stuff.
But yeah, I really like how, and then also comes with him being like a high school teacher. It makes sense that he's able to explain things in such a like a good way. That's what he does for a living. Mm-hmm. So the way he talks and the way he carries himself makes sense with his background.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone read it. It's my favorite book. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Remind me at the end of the episode to talk about Severance.
Okay.
Because I feel like we should talk spoilers, but I don't like doing spoilers until it's the end of the
Did I watch the most recent episode?
Yeah, we watched it together.
Okay.
I don't like talking spoilers unless it's the end of the episode so people can click off.
Yeah.
We'll probably forget.
No,
but
we'll get
try
there.
to remind me if you can. Minor news. The synopsis for Clayface came out, and I just thought it was interesting. It says Clayface is described as a Hollywood horror story that follows a B-movie actor who injects himself with a substance to keep himself relevant. My first reaction, this is the substance.
Yeah.
So that will probably be a critique on it when it comes out. Oh, this is just the substance. That's what people are probably going to say.
Yeah.
But
it's going to probably feel a lot different.
First of all, this was written a long time ago. Flanagan's been sitting on the script for like 10 years. So it's not like they're stealing any ideas. It's just similar. Also, that's pretty much Clayface's origin.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a injection or anything, but he uses clay on his face and like gets addicted to it.
Yeah.
So
it depends on like what iteration.
There's different iterations, I know, but like the point is they're not stealing anything. They're not ripping off the substance. This is Clayface. It just happens to be a little unfortunate timing, but it's also going to come out in 2 years. So the substance will have came out 2 years ago when it comes out. So like hopefully people don't care too much about that, but I think that sounds good. They're gonna make it sympathetic and like I hope they make him sympathetic and it's not like a cautionary tale on like why you shouldn't care so much about why people, you know, how you look and stuff like that. Which that'll probably be an element of it, but
you know,
I don't know. I want it to be more like The Fly, like something really sad.
Yeah, I do want him to be pretty evil by the end though. I want it to be like the Penguin. Like by the end of the Penguin, you're like, I get that this guy would go and try and fucking kill people.
Yeah.
And you got to have the same thing with Clayface.
I was going to say they could do it where like the substance starts to like control him like the Green Goblin, but I don't really know if that's like true to the character of Clayface.
I don't know 100% either.
I don't think it is.
I'm pretty sure he's just a bad guy.
Yeah, I don't think his clay ever like controls him. I think he does his own. He has will over himself, but you know he just has the shit on his face. He just turns into a big clay monster.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds good. I just thought it was funny that it was like literally the substance, but with Clayface. And then also, I couldn't believe it, but we haven't talked about the Fantastic Four trailer.
Oh my god!
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think it looks immaculate. I was already excited, and I have my fucking flag in the ground, planted on the moon. In January, during our Yap session, I claimed Fantastic Four as something I'm very excited about, and I think it'll be good. And then the trailer confirmed it. I thought the trailer looked amazing. I love the way it looks. I love the color grading, this like alternate 60s aesthetic. I love the suits. They went with like the light blue classic suits. I think the Thing looks awesome. He looks out of the comics. I like that they're using Eben Moss-Bachrach's actual voice and they're not making him have like a deep gravelly voice. I think that's interesting. I think it humanizes him a little more. I want to see more of Johnny. We didn't really get much of him in the trailer. I want to see how Joseph Quinn did because that was the casting I was the most skeptical about.
Yeah, he's the person you really see the least.
Yeah. But Vanessa Kirby obviously looks incredible.
Yeah.
In many ways. But everyone knew that casting right when it happened. They were like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what you do. That's what you do.
That's how you get things done.
Yeah.
She's such a monster actress. I have no issues with like of course.
Yeah.
Give it to her.
And then Pedro looks great, of course. He was one of those that was like, I don't think it's a bad casting. It just feels a little uninspired. It feels a little insert popular actor here. But I think he looks good, and like now I'm seeing him in the costume. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. I see what they're doing. But they didn't show his stretchy powers because no matter what you do, it looks goofy, and they didn't. They just avoided it.
But I think that's fine though.
Well, yeah, I do too. But that's the reason they didn't show it. They showed everyone's powers except his.
Yeah,
because it looks goofy.
Yeah,
they didn't want people to make fun of their trailer, so they didn't include it. Galactus looks sick as fuck. I know we don't have like a full body or anything, but like just his helmet looking over the city and the shadow. I just thought that shot looked great. I was honestly just like impressed with how good it looks from a director that like I don't have a lot of faith in, Matt Shakman. But I thought it looked visually really fucking good, and I'm really excited. And this is gonna sound crazy, but I won't be surprised if it ends up being better than Superman. I don't think it will be, but if it is, that won't be the craziest thing in the world, because I think the trailer is really fucking good. So
I would be very surprised if it was better than Superman, just because of the talent like around, making Superman with James Gunn and stuff writing it. I feel like it's got a pretty big edge. But the Fantastic Four trailer, I mean, I thought it looked good. I like the city's aesthetic, the 60s aesthetic. The little cars that everyone's driving around in with the fins and everything looks like retro/futuristic. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Vanessa is obviously good. Human Torch, kind of got a glimpse of him. I thought that I stand by this because Cash says I'm nuts, but I like the general aesthetic of the Thing. 100%. But I thought there was something off, something that's like weird in my brain when I heard him talking about like cooking with that robot. I couldn't tell if it was maybe I expected a deeper voice, which I actually disagree with you. I think they should have given him a deeper, more gravelly voice. Because the thing is already very, very deeply humanized in like his general story and in his actions and as like a team member. So I don't think like doing a human voice is needed. But it also seemed like his voice wasn't like matching up with his mouth all the way. I couldn't tell. It's a very quick clip. And when I sit down to watch it, maybe it looks incredible. But that was my only issue with the aesthetic of everything, was like something seemed like a touch off with the thing. And then I'm also skeptical with the Galactus being the main villain, since there's a lot of like, not a ton, but there's a decent amount of footwork that leads up to Galactus. With the introduction of the Silver Surfer being like a big one. But
Well, the Silver Surfer's in it.
yeah, I don't know. That seems like a crazy pick for a first Fantastic Four villain to do Galactus. It is like you said, I didn't realize it was a already established crew of Fantastic Four. I also don't know how they're going to incorporate him in future movies with him being in this like alternate universe. They can do whatever they want now that they have the multiverse. It doesn't really matter. But I thought Galactus was kind of a crazy pick, such a huge world-ending threat for the introduction to the Fantastic Four. But other than that, I am excited about it. I'm cautiously optimistic because Marvel has been on a pretty big stinker roll. Mm-hmm. So it's the best looking thing they've put out in a while, and I am going to be happy to go see it. But I don't want to.
I'm going to be jacked to the tits.
I don't want to go too crazy, dude, and have them fuck me.
I will say I rewatched the trailer after you said his mouth didn't match up, and I think you're just wrong. I paid attention to it.
It's like one little clip. That's the only time you really see him talk. And
I didn't see any type of disconnection at all. I thought it matched up perfectly. I think it's just your brain not liking that it's like a normal guy's voice coming out of the thing. I don't think it's his mouth not syncing up at all.
That could be what it is.
But that's it for news. I did all Marvel trivia.
Oh, I didn't think to do that.
Yeah, I didn't ask you to. That's what I did.
Okay.
Who does Winston Duke play in the MCU?
Fuck, what's his name? Like fucking Baka or something. Shit, I don't know his name. M'Baku. I was so close.
Yep. Who is the main villain of Guardians 3?
The wasn't High Evolutionary.
Yeah. I didn't know if you'd forget his name.
No, I'd wanted to say the Thinker or the Maker, but those are two different people.
Yep.
And they're neither one of them's correct.
When did Elizabeth Olsen first appear in the MCU?
That was Age of Ultron.
No.
She was before Age of Ultron. Was she teased in Civil War? The end of Civil War? No, that was...
Civil War's after Age of Ultron.
When did she first appear? I remember her and Quicksilver. They were teased in like a tank. They were both in cages in one movie.
That is correct.
So it came out before Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the Avengers.
Your math's checking out.
Wasn't the Avengers. I don't think it was Winter Soldier. Was it Winter Soldier?
It was Winter Soldier.
Holy shit, look at that.
Yep, that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm. Is that your trivia?
Yep.
All right,
Let
me get mine ready here. All right. I have a really hard one. I'll give that to you last. Anchorman 2 release year.
2013.
Crushed it.
Boom.
All right. Guess the movie by the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Liotta, Mahershala Ali, Bradley Cooper.
Place Beyond the Pines.
Oh my god! I thought
I'm
that
gonna
one
be
was gonna
honest.
get you, dude.
Don't remember Ray Liotta in that movie at all.
I don't remember
But
him.
I remember Mahershala and Cooper, so that's the only two I could. That's the only movie I
That's
could think of. with
crazy.
them
I
two.
thought I tripped you up with those guys.
No, Mahershala plays Ryan Gosling's girlfriend's new boyfriend.
yeah,
Ava Mendez's
yeah,
new
yeah, that's
boyfriend.
right. That's right. Yeah.
And he wants to hate him, but he's like a great guy. He's like, fuck. This guy's awesome.
Yeah. All right. The last one, which I don't think you're gonna get. In Looper, what is the name of the big mob boss that Bruce Willis is trying to kill?
No fucking clue.
It's a really dumb name. It's the Rainmaker is what they call him.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
dumb. Yeah. That's it.
Yep. That's it.
All right. Real reveal. Let me guess first.
Okay.
Give me director.
James Mangold.
Give me. Wait a second.
You can probably guess off of just this. I've had a trend in my real reveals, if you can.
I don't remember what it was last week.
Oh.
Give me words in the title.
One.
Logan.
Yep.
Boom. I almost did release year, and I was like, I can probably figure this out just with
You
words
just
in the
narrow this
title.
down a little
It's
bit.
cheaper.
Yeah.
All right. You can guess.
Let's see. You ripped off director and words. Let me do lead actor in words. Let's see if we can match up.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, one word.
Him being the lead makes me think Kick-Ass, but that's hyphenated. And I don't know if that would count as one word.
It's one word.
Is it Kick-Ass?
No.
Fuck. What are you doing to me, Aaron? What else was he the lead in?
That sexy devil. Him and his 50-year-old wife.
That's crazy. He was the lead actor in no, it's Craven the Hunter. That would have been 3 words. Plus I haven't seen that, so I don't think he would have done that.
That is true. I wouldn't pick a movie you haven't seen, I don't think.
I don't think.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Um,
That'd be pretty fucked. Unless it was like something extremely popular that you knew.
you have picked a movie I haven't seen before, and then I was like, dude, I haven't even seen that, and you were like, so?
It was something.
Everyone knows
It was
it.
something like extremely popular, where I felt comfortable doing it, even though you hadn't seen it.
I don't know. I don't remember. Aaron Taylor Johnson. God, he's so fucking hot. What would he be the lead actor in? It's not Bullet Train. It's not fucking Nosferatu. I can really only think of Kick-Ass, dude.
I guess you got to pull something else off.
Holy mackerel! Give me the genre.
Genre: science fiction, drama, action.
What the hell was he in? That was science fiction. It's not a superhero movie because he was never the lead in any of the superhero movies he was in. The only science fiction movie I can think of that he's in is fucking like that's actually science fiction is like Tenet. But he's definitely not the lead actor in Tenet.
What do you mean? He's the protagonist.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. This is tough.
Do you remember his name in Tenet?
No.
I actually, for some reason, remember his name.
No, but I remember him walking out with that beret on, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
His name was Ives.
Ives,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's as cool as they come. He was in Nocturnal Animals. That's not it. I'll tell you right now, that's
Guess
not
you got to
it.
pull something else off.
What the fuck is this movie? Give me second.
Elizabeth Olsen.
There is no fucking Avengers movies that they were the two protagonists, or that he was the lead actor. I swear to God, if it's Age of Ultron, no, it's not Age of Ultron. It can't be any of the Avengers movies because those are more than one word.
Now you're figuring it
Holy
out.
fuck. What are they doing, dude? What are they doing together? Oh, God.
I don't know if Marvel has a single MCU movie that's one word.
Yeah, because it's like the Avengers.
I think the Eternals is the Eternals, but it could just be Eternals. I think it's just Eternals, so that's probably the only one.
If that's the one, then who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I think that's the only one word movie. Oh, Thor. Yeah. I think that's it. Thor and Eternals. It's not a Marvel movie. I'll go ahead and help you out there.
Spoil that one for me. Aaron Taylor Johnson and Elizabeth Olsen in a sci-fi movie. Are you sure I've seen this?
You have.
God bless. Is it good?
I like it. I don't know if you'd consider it good.
Shit, man, I got no idea. Give me I don't know what you could give me. Give me third.
I'm not giving you third.
Okay.
You don't want third.
Well, there's nothing you can
Be a waste
give
of
me,
points.
dude.
Yeah, who cares who fucking directed it?
Give me director.
Gareth Edwards.
That didn't help me at all.
Oh, so you're just complete fucking
Give me
idiots. You have shit for brains.
Let me look at the category. Do I have a letterbox score for it?
Let's see. You have it at a 3.5. So it looks like you do like it.
I've got no idea.
Okay, I'm going to give you a fake. The third build will do nothing for you. So I'm going to give you the fourth build instead.
Okay.
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen.
I'm going to give you a hint.
My God.
Hang on.
Hang on.
No, I think you know what it is, but I'm going to give you a hint.
You got it ready?
Hang on. Oh, my sound's down. Hang on.
Oh, damn it.
That's the hint.
It's Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah. I completely forgot that Aaron Taylor Johnson was the lead soldier in that.
Yeah.
That was a good pick.
Thanks. I'll guess. Director.
Milos Forman.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Hell yeah.
That's the only Milos Forman movie I've seen. So.
Well,
That'll do it.
all right.
All right.
Box it up.
You can guess. I gotta balance it out since you took so long.
Yeah.
I gotta keep us on track.
Let me go lead actor in words again.
Ethan Hawke, 2 words. Hawkster, Hawkman.
He's in a lot of 2-word movies.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's not.
He's in First Reformed.
Yep.
He's in The Purge.
Yep. Forgot he was in that, but yep.
He's in fucking Daybreakers, which I think is 2 words. Not 100% sure.
That'd be weird if it was.
Fuck it. Let's go First Reformed.
No.
God bless. Let's go Training Day.
No.
All right. Go ahead and give me second build.
Fuck. I looked up Daybreakers now. I gotta pull this shit back up again.
I looked up Daybreakers.
What'd you ask for?
Second
build is Julie Delpy.
Oh, sick. Old Delpy.
Which, if you were a ball knower, that would instantly tell you what movie it is.
Oh.
You're not a ball knower. Also, you're not going to guess third build, but I want to tell you his name. Third build is Seamus Davy Fitzpatrick.
Oh my god. How crazy would it be if I pulled it off with just that?
Can I get third build?
Oh, Fitzpatrick?
Seamus?
Yeah. God dang. I don't even recognize his face. You showed it to me. I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, he's a nobody. I just thought it's funny because his name was Seamus.
Ethan Hawke and Delpy. Oh god, is it one of the fucking Before movies? Yeah. Before Sunrise?
Nope.
Before Sunset?
Nope.
Before Midnight?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
One of the
Got
three.
there eventually. All right. Is that it?
Yep.
Right? Okay.
That was it.
I've got a
Oh, hang on.
letterbox.
We didn't tally up the points. No,
You want to?
I can't count that high, dude.
I've got one letterbox review
Okay.
by Jihadi Versace.
Okay.
That's actually pretty gas.
That is pretty nuts, dude.
4 stars. Cum belt, 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 cum belt.
The best scene of the movie? That's Green Knight?
Yeah, it's Green Knight.
Hell yeah, dude.
I had to look. I saw that review and I was like, I don't remember a cum belt, so I had to look it up. There's a cum belt.
Oh, dude.
He comes on a belt.
Full of cum.
Yeah.
Full of cum.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he comes on a belt and then just puts it on.
Yeah, that's, I tell you right now, that's exactly what that is. He blows, he goes, fuck.
How am I supposed to fucking put on my
I'm supposed
pants
to
now?
hold my pants up,
I
dude.
should have used something else.
I have an adventure to go on after this, dude. I can't fucking...
This serves a purpose for me. I should have used something else.
Yeah. Well, I think, in his defense, he wasn't expecting to come in that moment.
I mean, I don't think that's a good reason.
Dude, it was an accidental come. All right.
Didn't look very accidental.
Let me get mine here. Mine is from Eliza Cave. Mm-hmm. This is a 1/2 star. I kept waiting for this movie to get interesting, and then it ended.
The Master.
No.
No, I'm not going to guess that.
That's Killers of the Flower Moon.
But
But I did see another review from The Master that I was going to do, but I didn't think you would like it. Do you want to
Sure.
hear it? This is from Crybaby. 1/2 star. Saw this forever ago and nothing happened. Literally, the movie has no events occur. Everyone else who says it has any meaning is a liar and dumber than they think they are. This movie is doo-doo fart for normal people.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that we have someone on our side finally.
Dude, there's a lot.
Really?
Bad reviews for the Master?
I didn't know that.
No. What
it
I
was
found
just
out,
us
you
two.
can filter reviews out to, like, lowest first.
Oh.
And so I'll go to a movie and just, like, that's what I did with BBS. I was like, let me just go to the lowest.
Oh.
And I found someone that just hated
Never
it.
even thought to do that. I just go by popularity because the funny ones are at the top.
The funny ones are at the top, but sometimes the hate ones are really funny.
Yeah.
And I like
Sometimes the funniest reviews you see are like 3 likes.
those. Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
A lot of, I will say with The Master, a lot of people were like, this would have been good if it didn't have Joaquin Phoenix in it. I was like,
Oh, no,
it
the
wouldn't.
acting's not the problem.
Oh, dude,
It's everything else.
The movie would still be fucking ass.
Yeah.
No matter who you put in that
Dude,
place.
you could put Ryan Gosling in that role. It would still be bad.
Yeah.
It'd be a bad movie. I don't care. Like, that's how bad it is.
Yeah, no, it's The Master is a horrible
Joaquin
movie.
is one of the bright spots of the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna do some a review from The Master, and then I switched to I was like, let me do Poor Things. That's another movie that probably has a lot of fun reviews. But then everyone just kept saying how it had pedo vibes. And I was like, shit, I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I started thinking about Willem Dafoe going, because I can't fuck her. I was like, God bless, dude. That was your first instinct was, I have to fuck this thing.
All right.
Willem.
Watchlist, Watcherino. First up for me, I watched Harukiriyo by Masaki Kobayashi.
Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah. Carl, I gotta respect their culture.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I watched a Japanese film. I need to respect the Japanese culture.
I got you.
That's the way they talk.
It is.
If I said I watched Harakiri by Masaki Kobayashi, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
That's not how it's pronounced.
No, you're doing the right thing.
That's not how it's pronounced. It's like when you go to a Mexican restaurant and you say gracias. You're eating their food, so you should reciprocate their culture back to them.
Yeah.
You should say thank you. Good day.
Adios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you should do. So that's how they want it pronounced.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm going to pronounce it.
It does make everything sound way more badass.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't like that could be like it sound like when you said it normally, horrible.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Pretty sure Harakiri's just seppuku. That's how it was used in the movie. Let me look up the definition. Ritual suicide by disembowelment with a sword, yeah. So it's just seppuku. I wonder why they use a different word.
Probably because it sounds cooler. Harakiri sounds way cooler than seppuku.
Harakiri versus seppuku.
Harakiri!
Harakiri refers to the action of cutting the stomach, while seppuku represents the ritual and the traditional procedure of cutting the stomach. So you both cut. They cut the stomach either way.
Well, this one they're killing themselves.
It's like
this one. It's a ritual suicide.
Yeah, harakiri's when you cut your stomach open. Seppuku is when you cut your stomach open in style.
Oh, okay. I got you.
That's what it is. You cut your stomach open, but you got a cool robe on. You got a cool robe on, and you have a circle of peers around you watching.
Yeah.
Harakiri was pretty good. It didn't live up to the expectations. It's like one of the highest rated films ever. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool visually, but the story, I just thought what it built up to wasn't the coolest. It's a very show you something, then go back in time and explain who these people are, why they're there. It's one of those movies, which I'm not like huge on the structure most of the time when they do that. But I did love the visuals, and the camera work was pretty fucking nuts. They were doing shit that I was like, I did not know people did that in 1964. When did it come out? I gotta know. 1962. There were a lot of like advanced camera moves that I was pretty impressed by. And it's got oh, never mind. I don't know that guy. Never mind. I was gonna shout out the actor, but that's actually the first time I've seen him. But he was really good.
You thought he was someone else?
Yeah.
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 Don't worry about that.
It's hard. It's hard sometimes.
Yeah. Really great visuals, but the story I just thought didn't have like as much juice as I hoped, so I gave it a 3.5. But I did enjoy it. Then I watched the Cowboy Bebop movie in theaters. Gonna be honest, was deathly tired. I wasn't when I went to see it. I watched like 40 minutes of it, and I was like, "Yeah, it's Cowboy Bebop. It's good."
Yeah.
And then halfway through, I was like, "Holy fucking shit!" I could not keep my eyes open for anything. So, very biased review because I barely saw the second half of the movie, but I gave it a 3. I was like, "This is fine. It's like another episode of Cowboy Bebop. It was nothing crazy." And then we watched Hard Eyes. I didn't love it. I'm actually surprised by the reception of Hard Eyes.
I am
because
too.
I look around at my friends list. I look at like, there's my favorite podcast reviewed it, and they were like, yeah, like it was super fun. It was self-aware, and like the pacing was really good, and like it was super funny. Like I was I was laughing out loud like the whole time. And I was like, dude, am I a soulless bastard? Like, what? Why was it not funny to me? Like, I think there was like one moment in the movie that made me laugh.
There was a handful of like, I'd be like, huh. Like that level of like humor, but nothing that was insanely funny. And a lot of the like the awkward romance stuff
Gets old after
it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah,
Them,
I didn't
like,
mind the romance.
Them both bending their head, but I think it's like as far as the jokes go, like them both bending down and hitting their heads against each other, like that shit is like, I didn't laugh at that. I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be played for laughs. All the name dropping of the rom-coms, I didn't give a fuck about that.
Yeah,
a lot of the written jokes I think were bad. Yeah,
there was something I thought was funny. I just can't think of it. Was something like physical in the moment that happened. She threw a dildo at somebody.
Yeah, some of the slapstick stuff, the actual like actions was funny, but none of the actual dialogue I think made me laugh.
She threw a dildo at somebody in like self-defense, and then like they start fighting, and then a couple seconds later it cuts back to the dildo that had turned on, so it was on the ground like moving, like vibrating, and I was like, that was pretty funny like insert shot, but other than that, I didn't think it was really funny at all. I thought the twist of who Hard Eyes was awful, and I hated it. I hated every second of that. So I gave it a 2, which might be honestly a little generous, but I didn't hate watching it. It was more so at the end where I was like, I don't like what they did with this. I like the design. I thought the design was cool, like the light up eyes.
Yeah.
When it's like a dark room, you can just see the eyes, and how he has like night vision with the eyes. I thought that was cool, but really forgettable. I'd never watch it again. I wouldn't really recommend it to anyone.
I owe the 2 on that as well.
Yeah. And then outside of Captain America, we'll do that last. Me and my pal watched Tiptoes.
We did.
Now, if you don't know what Tiptoes is, it is a film starring Matthew McConaughey, where Matthew McConaughey's girlfriend is now finding out that Matthew McConaughey's entire family are dwarves.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that's not a dwarf. He's just some random genetic thing where he's just big and everyone in his family is a dwarf. And so his girlfriend gets pregnant and he starts freaking out. And she's like, what's the problem? Like, we've been talking about having kids forever. And he doesn't know what to tell her because he knows that baby's going to be a dwarf. And he doesn't want to, he doesn't want to tell her. So she eventually finds out, and it's an interesting film because there's nothing to really spoil. I don't feel like we should worry about spoilers too much, but what was really funny to me was, first of all, the movie doesn't have a lot of like jokes. It's not like a comedy. Like it's not making jokes. The movie has a insanely funny concept, and they take it dead serious.
Yeah.
We'll reenact a scene real quick. And I want you to, they're doing this crazy shit. Like they're saying these really funny lines, but with this like serious dramatic music behind it. And it's the funniest thing fucking ever. This is basically the song playing. Why is it not playing? There we go. This is the music that's fucking playing. And she's like, when were you going to tell me that your whole family was midgets? And he was like,
they're not midgets, they're little people.
They're not midgets, they're dwarves, all right? And she was like, so did you just think it wasn't important for me to know that your whole family was midgets? And he was like, you keep saying midgets. You keep saying that. They're dwarves. So they're having this fucking argument about midgets and dwarves and how saying midgets is offensive, and that fucking like basically that music's playing, and it is so fun. Like they're taking it dead serious. Like there's nothing funny about it at all.
Yeah.
And then later in the movie, I guess minor spoiler if you care about fucking Tiptoes, but later in the movie she has the baby. And it comes out, and it's a dwarf, like they thought it would be.
Dude, you're bringing up the part that I love.
And then the doctor's like, yeah, dwarfs, they need special medical care, so you'll have to bring them back every 2 weeks for injections. And then she's like, yeah, that's no problem. Like, we're completely up for that, aren't we, honey? And then it pans over to Matthew McConaughey instantly punching a wall. And he goes, God damn it! He was holding out hope that it would be normal.
He was so fucking mad.
In the back of his head, he was like, there's a chance he won't be a dwarf.
I made it, maybe he'll make it. Dude,
When he punched the wall, me and Carl busted out laughing.
Dude, and then there's a part where they get into an argument and the baby's crying. And he's like, just say the word. He's a dwarf. I'm a dwarf. But it's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Saying I'm a dwarf.
Then he storms out all mad.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh
dude,
my
it
God.
takes itself so seriously.
Yeah.
To where it's like entertaining to watch. But taking that out of it, it's an awful movie.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's a really bad movie. I
Everything
can't even
about it.
really recommend it as like it's so bad it's funny type of thing. Like, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie.
It didn't make me laugh enough for me to like give it a positive score.
There were a couple moments, just basically the ones that we mentioned, that were like really funny because it was an absurd situation,
Yeah.
taken dead seriously. But I expected to like it more in like a so bad it's good type of way.
Yeah.
But there wasn't that many moments because it takes itself so seriously. So there's a lot of
Exactly,
moments
yeah.
where it's just like a drama, and it's not good. So I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, it was okay time because I watched it with my pal. We got to make fun of people.
Yeah.
No dwarfs, of course. We would never make fun of dwarfs.
Never.
It actually never didn't happen. I don't make fun of dwarfs. I've never done that.
Yeah. He definitely didn't start laughing at one of the guys.
I laughed. Okay, now I have to explain myself. I laughed because one of the dwarfs was Gary Oldman.
No, dude.
What did I laugh at?
You laughed at one of the guys when they were dancing at the party.
I don't know. What you're talking about. I don't recall that. I
was more mean for sure, but you definitely.
I don't remember
You laughed
that.
at one of the guys, dude.
No, I thought it was really funny that they got Gary Oldman to play one of the dwarfs.
That was
though,
crazy.
'cause, like,
And then
he looks like a dwarf. Like, I don't know how they did it. I kept bringing it up. I was like, I don't know how they made Gary Oldman a dwarf. Like,
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna not show his legs the whole time, and he would just walk around on his knees. But they show his legs, and he looks like a dwarf.
Yeah.
He's caked up out of his mind, like he
Yeah.
looks like a dwarf.
They put him in
I was
those
like,
tight-ass
I don't get
pants.
this.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they did this. And they also gave him these big glasses that like makes his head look bigger. They did some weird shit, but he looks like a dwarf.
Yeah.
So just Google like a YouTube clip so you can see Gary Oldman as a dwarf because it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting sight.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Did you have any watches?
I've got a lot of watches, dude. I went crazy. I don't remember if this was because we skipped a week. I kind of got lost, but I have Before the Devil Knows You're Dead on my watch list, which is Ethan Hawke and Philip Seymour Hoffman. It was good. I'd say it was all right, like solid. They do a non-linear storytelling where it's like an event will happen and then it'll be like this the character's name will pop up and it'll be like 3 days before, and then it does that a lot, but it does it so fucking much that like by the sixth time, there's more than six, but by the sixth time I was like, God damn, can we just
I hate
can
that
we just get
structure
through?
so much.
Yeah. But it felt like it could have been like a Safdie Brothers movie, almost. It kind of like Blood Simple, but with this narrative structure that I thought was kind of annoying. I wound up giving it I gave it a 3. I should probably walk it back to a 2.5 because obviously Philip Seymour Hoffman's great, Ethan Hawke's great, and I feel like the setup for it is good, but that the non-linear like flashbacks and jumping around in time,
It's so frustrating.
made me so
structure.
fucking mad.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was okay.
Okay.
And then I have Ghost Dog on the watch list, dude. And let me tell you, I started this up when I probably should have taken a nap, but I was tired. I started it up, fell asleep because the start of it is Forrest Whitaker reading a book in the middle of the night, and then
he's not reading a book.
He's reading
The Way of the Samurai.
The Way of the Samurai. And obviously he's got a cool ass voice. And then he goes for a night drive. I dozed. 100% dozed.
Yep. And then you text me in my group chat and you say, Ghost Dog's mid.
I didn't.
And
I
then
didn't,
me and my
hang on,
friends
no,
bullied
that
you.
never happened. Let me tell y'all exactly what happened. This is the kind of guy Cash is. I text Cash privately and said, couldn't stay awake or Ghost Dog put me to sleep. Expecting him to laugh at that. Obviously I'm tired. He then posted that in the Discord and said, this guy's a fucking... You said call him names. Yeah. and then everyone started getting upset. So
yeah, and then everyone bullied you, and then you put it back on. And now you like it.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
I gave Ghost Dog... Yeah, I gave Ghost Dog a 4-star.
Hell yeah.
I thought it was incredibly funny at moments.
It's so unique. It has such a unique style.
It is. It's very cool. It's super stylized. It's really funny at moments.
Cool soundtrack.
Yeah, cool soundtrack. Except for one song. One of the songs he listens to in the drive is I don't like.
Oh,
I didn't
you'd have
like.
to pull it up for me. I don't remember.
But no, it's awesome. I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but it's very funny. It's really cool, and it's just slick as hell.
I like seeing just guys that are the best at what they do.
Yeah.
Like seeing him break into someone's house and having gloves ready and having all his process on how he does it.
Oh, dude, him gearing up.
Yeah.
There's a scene. This isn't a spoiler because it's obviously what it is, but he's prepping his guns and he's putting together the suppressor for his pistol.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, just him guys being top men. That's what Ghost Dog is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really fun movie.
Yeah. Ghost Dog is really good.
His best friend being a French guy that sells ice cream.
Yeah.
Why is that in there? But it's awesome.
And then they don't understand each other, but they say exactly what the other person is thinking they're saying.
Yeah.
that was a really funny dynamic. I like that. After that, I watched Devil in a Blue Dress.
Hell yeah.
Very, Denzel isn't a detective, but it feels like a detective noir movie. Events are taking place, and he's trying to figure out what's going on.
Deja Vu really got you in a Denzel mood.
It did, dude. Deja Vu was so good. I was like, I need more. I need a lot more. I added a bunch of Denzel to my watch list, and then I watched a bunch of Denzel. But
never a bad call.
No, he's always on fucking point. But
the real Denzel's standing right here.
Devil in a Blue Dress it really caught me at first. I feel like there's just a little too many moving parts. Because they get introduced to 3 different people that he thinks he's working for at this point. But there's some twists and turns. Obviously, it's a noir movie. I feel like there was just too many moving parts. It kind of petered out toward the end a little bit. But Denzel's fucking charisma is so insane. Him and Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle's his little buddy named Mouse.
Hell yeah.
They're running amok, dude. They are fucking getting shit done. And Denzel is just so cool. And then this is this is the thing that happens in the movie. It has nothing to do with the plot. So mild little spoiler. But there's a guy in Denzel's neighborhood that keeps running around chopping down people's trees. And almost every scene when Denzel comes home, he sees that guy trying to chop down his tree and he chases him off. I thought that was
sounds
a
awesome.
hilarious thing to add. And then every time he leaves, he sees him walking towards his house with a wheelbarrow.
Nope.
And sharpening his axe. He was like, don't touch my fucking trees. He was like, I'm just going to take a couple of these down for you, see what you think. And then continues to work. And then he starts throwing rocks at him. It's so funny.
You know Don Cheadle's in Ocean's 11?
Oh my God, no, I didn't.
He has a British accent.
I have to watch Ocean's 11 now. Is it good?
Why does he have a British accent?
Is it good?
He's Don Cheadle. This is what I don't get. If you cast Don Cheadle, don't make him British.
Yeah.
If you have a British character, don't cast Don Cheadle. I don't understand how this happens.
Yeah, he's too
Why
good.
in the fuck do you need Don Cheadle to play a British character?
Because if you cast a British guy, he's not going to be as cool.
That just makes no... It's like in Dracula, they cast Keanu Reeves to play a British guy.
Yeah.
Cast a British guy. Don't cast... Keanu Reeves can barely act in American. Don't make him do an accent.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Get anyone else.
Have some fucking decency. Don't make that man do an accent. What is wrong with you? This is abuse.
Yeah. But no, I gave Devil in the Blue Dress a 3.5. It kept my attention. I just feel like towards the end it kind of unfolded into this like political thing, and that wasn't really at the forefront enough for me to like care enough about it. But it was good. Denzel's great as always. Right after that, into another Denzel with Training Day. Training Day is fucking awesome. Probably don't need to talk about Training Day a lot. Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington gave it a 4.5. It was awesome.
Yep. This watch frustrated me because I came out to see my pal watching Training Day on Tubi.
Yep.
When I own the 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah. Cash thinks that I should know what movies he has. Right after he was like, just ask. And then he told me to watch a movie, and I was like, okay, well, do you have it? And he was like, no. And I was like, that's crazy.
You know where my room is, right?
Yeah, but it smells.
So you know where I keep my movies, right?
It's stinky. You have a very strange. I don't know how you have your movies set up, and it's hard for me to find things.
It's pretty easy.
I don't know how you have it.
By
I
genre.
just keep mine. Huh?
It's by genre.
I just have mine in alphabetical order, like a normal person.
So you can not use them in alphabetical order.
What are you talking about?
So you can not watch them and watch it on streaming instead.
No, I watch my movies.
No,
Yeah.
you're not fooling anyone, pal.
I actually took one of your movies today.
Is that right?
Yep. 28 days later is in the player in there. Yep. Haven't returned it yet. Checked out a book and didn't bring it back.
Taking a rental from the old Cash Buster, huh?
Yeah.
Is that
Old Cash
what
Buster.
you're doing?
Yeah. I gotta avoid the late penalties.
Yeah,
dude.
you got 2 days to return it before you get a late fee.
Yeah.
You know what the late fee is?
Getting bent over
My penis and going in you. That's the late fee.
Yeah. The old fucking card swipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Training Day was fucking awesome. Denzel Washington is an absolute psychopath in that movie.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke's really good. I really like Training Day.
Hell yeah, me too.
After that, I watched Deep Cover. Because I see the Criterion.
Another Denzel movie.
No. I asked Logan, I was like, you know who that is? And I'm trying to think of what she said. It was some black guy. She
Yeah.
didn't say Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah. I think she did say Forrest Whitaker. Yeah, I watched Deep Cover because every time I see the Criterion, it looks awesome.
It looks great.
And I was like, I should buy this and watch it.
Is it as good as the cover?
No. No.
We're watching a lot of these like 90s black person noir movies.
Well, I'm not done with the watch list, dude. I gave it a
You
break.
got more?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, I went nuts. Deep Cover was good. I gave it a positive review. It was like a 3.5. It kind of hit the same thing of like, or not quite the same thing as Devil in a Blue Dress, but I felt equally about the two. Deep Cover is really good. The problem is there's these like random moments of, I don't know, there's just like weird things that would happen that felt very out of the plot. Didn't feel like something that would actually happen. But Lawrence Fishburne's great. The intro felt like it was straight out of a comedy. I don't know why the intro was so ridiculous. It is crazy, the intro. And then, it plays out. There's some crazy stuff that happens, but I don't know, it just kind of felt like it kept trying to do certain things and it didn't quite work. But the overall story is good. I gave it 3.5. Should probably walk it back to a 3 because I think I do prefer Devil in a Blue Dress a little bit, but
Okay.
it's right around there, 3.5.
Hell yeah.
After that, I watched Falling Down. Falling
I've been
Down.
wanting to watch this.
Huh?
I've been wanting to watch this.
Dude, Falling Down is awesome.
Yeah.
It's
never on streaming. I've been wanting to watch it for a long time.
I think it is on streaming.
It is?
I think so.
It might be now.
I gave Falling Down a 4.
Hell yeah.
It's really, really funny.
Joel.
Yeah. Joel fucking gets it done.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I love the main character. It suffers a little bit because Robert Duvall plays another character in it, but he's not like involved quite yet. It's just like setting some stuff up with him and his character, but it never really comes into play. Like he's got some problems with his wife, but that never like comes to the forefront, these problems. So I wasn't sure why that was in the movie. It seemed like he should have just kind of been at a certain point throughout the movie instead of at the point he started at. But still a fun time. Still just getting shit done, saying crazy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Just nut stuff. After that, I watched The Adventures of Mark Twain. It's a claymation that I had seen a scene of that people talked about. It's got high reviews. I didn't like it too much. I think that the kids' voice acting, hate to say it, not good. Very
No
weird.
way.
Yeah,
Bad kid acting?
the kids' voice acting was not good. I gave it a decent score because it is claymation, and I respect the hell out of claymation. And the claymation is excellently done. It's done very, very well. It looks great. The character designs are a little weird looking, but the story, I've got no idea what the fuck is going on with the story. It's so weird and so all over the place. I just didn't really care too much about it. It seemed like they were just like doing stuff to do cool shit, and that was it. After that, I watched a movie called Fire and Ice, which is an animated fantasy movie, but it's done with the I think it's called retroscoping, where they film something live action.
Oh, rotoscope?
Rotoscoping.
Yeah, they film it live action, then trace over it.
Yeah. Dude.
I don't know if I like that.
It is it is jarring to see because like the movements, this is going to sound weird, but the movements feel almost unnatural when you're watching it in animation.
Yeah.
But I really liked it because it kind of took me back to like, you know, watching He-Man and all these random cartoons on TV. I think, I'm not sure what I gave it, but it's a pretty simple plot. But there's some really cool action sequences. It looks really, really good. And I liked it overall.
Oh. It looks pretty cool. Looks like
Did you see that guy with the panther head?
Oh, yeah.
That guy's awesome.
It's a cool poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. I saw a YouTube
It looks
video.
like Super Friends animation.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a YouTube video of a guy talking about like underrated movies. Dark fantasy, I think it was. And that was on there and it looked really cool and I was like, I'm gonna watch that. I gave it a 3.5. It's pretty simple, but
Big 3.5 week for you.
it doesn't stop there, pal.
Good grief.
A lot of 3.5s, but some tiggle bitties in Fire and Ice and some man ass.
Oh. So this was on Netflix? What was this on?
I don't remember what it was on. Nemesis is next on my list. Some more man ass.
Some more 3.5.
More 3.5. Nemesis is, I'll let you know right now, the story to Nemesis is not good. The acting is not good. The aesthetic and the action is fucking insane, dude. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Does it look awesome?
Does look pretty cool.
The intro is really cool. The main guy, his look is crazy. He's just not a good actor. And he has an accent, and he says certain things that is not very good when you have
like
this accent.
The story looks like RoboCop.
It's
Part
yeah.
man, part machine, LAPD cop.
Yeah, it's pretty much RoboCop. It's dude. I cannot talk enough about the action sequences. They are so crazy. There's one where he's chasing this guy, and it's all done practical. All the effects are practical. So when he shoots someone in the head and their head blows up, it like cuts to them, and their mechanical head is like busted open. It looks really cool. But there's like a fucking mudslide sequence, and it's like one of those carnival slides like that they just covered in mud, and he's fucking flying down on his back, unloading two guns. And he shoots his guns, fucking like this.
You gotta stop.
I'm telling you,
stuff.
this is for you.
Stop. Okay, so we have to get into this again. All right, this is a podcast for other people, Carl, not for me.
I'm trying to get you to realize how cool it is.
So tell me after the show. Stop doing things the audience can't see.
Well, anyway,
do you agree to stop doing that?
I'm not going to stop doing that because I come in here like I'm just talking to you, and then it's being recorded.
Yeah, for the most part that works until he
shoots his
until
guns.
The audience hears, and then they did this. That does nothing for them. What is that supposed to mean?
Dude, they'll get the picture. But he doesn't shoot his guns.
They won't get to that's the fucking problem.
He crosses
they can't get the picture.
He crosses his hands crisscross and shoots it. It's fucking crazy.
Thank you.
Every shotgun in the movie blows something up. Every shot is an explosion. It's fucking crazy.
That's pretty cool.
The action levels are insane. And you get to see the main guy's butt. And it's
3 man-ass in a row?
Yeah, dude, it's nice.
Jesus Christ.
There's 2 man-ass in that. There's one guy, less nice, and then the main guy, incredibly nice.
Wow. I'm jealous.
So yeah, Nemesis, 3.5. And then I watched a movie called Split Second. Another 3.5. Even higher on the aesthetic scale than Nemesis. But it's very, very... I feel like they had a really good thing going, and they didn't know what the hell to do once they got to like the end. It's a detective movie, futuristic detective movie. I think it's in LA again, but everything's flooded because of global warming. So it's always dark. Everything's wet. I'm already in, and it's a detective movie, and it's got fucking what's his name? Rutger Hauer? The guy from Blade Runner. The bad guy from Blade Runner.
Oh.
Rutger Hauer, I think is his name. But he's the main guy. He looks fucking cool shit. If you look up the poster to that, you'll probably watch it. But there's a twist with what the person is that he's chasing in the detective movie. And I didn't quite like the twist. I feel like if they had dedicated to if they had gone one way or another with it, it would have been a lot cooler. But the ending is a little rough. There's a couple cringe dialogues, but overall just absolutely dripped with fucking style. Dude.
Damn.
You see that?
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
They used the Blade Runner font.
Yeah.
On the poster.
Yeah.
Featuring the guy from Blade Runner. Coincidence?
I think not.
Is that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Hell yeah.
Aside from Captain America, that was it.
Yeah, I guess we got to talk about that. Yeah. Captain America. I think people are being a little harsh on it. I'm seeing some half stars. I'm seeing some 1 stars on Letterboxd. I don't think it's quite that bad. I honestly thought for the first half, I was like, this isn't really that bad. It was a lot more grounded. They were dealing with the president and him wanting to approve this treaty, and Captain America's going and visiting the White House, and I was like, this is pretty cool. The second half isn't as good. They sort of they teased the Red Hulk a lot in the trailer, and then he's in it for 5 minutes at the end. I really didn't like the villains. Like you said when we left, it's sort of like the Incredible Hulk 2, but without the Incredible Hulk. Mm-hmm. They just replaced the Hulk with Captain America. It's a little odd. I don't know a lot about Captain America's comics and what villains they could have picked, but It just seems weird. It's like an Incredible Hulk movie, but with Captain America, but they also have to introduce adamantium. It's like you're doing a lot of different things here. And I thought the action was pretty good, actually. I think they do a lot of cool stuff with Falcon's wings and them being built out of vibranium, so you can like cut stuff with them. And there's a part where he like cuts the wing off a plane that's attacking him. I was like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they do some cool shit.
No, he does really cool. Seeing him fight with the shield and the jetpack and the wings is really cool. I like anytime he brings out Red Wing, that's really cool. I like that.
I wish there was more comedy like there used to be with Red Wing. I like everyone hates Red Wing except for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, "What? Do you got to bring him?" He's like, "You talking about Red Wing?"
You talking about little buddy?
Yeah. He's like, "I don't trust him." He's like, "I don't care if you trust Red Wing. I trust Red Wing."
Yeah. I feel like a lot of that comedy was like they introduced that with him and Bucky in Civil War, and then like never brought that back.
Yeah.
It wasn't even in Captain America.
Was it only
Falcon and Winter
was the
Soldier.
bit only with Bucky, or were there other people too?
I think it was only with Bucky.
Oh, that's why it's not in there, I guess.
But like it seemed like they captured lightning in a bottle with this buddy cop thing that they had going on, completely dropped it in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then like they've never really interacted like that again.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I thought the guy they got to play the new Falcon was pretty cool. I don't think the writing's very good. I don't think the movie's very funny. But I don't think it's nearly as bad as like the really bad Marvel movies. Like,
No, yeah.
when I watch Love and Thunder or Quantumania, I'm mad. I get physically mad watching that movie.
Yeah.
Because it's so bad that it's upsetting me, and they're making jokes constantly, and the jokes aren't funny. And Captain America's just like, the worst thing it does is like it's a little boring sometimes, but it's not like ever that bad. And honestly, everyone's clowning the visuals of the movie. They say it looks awful. I really think it only looks bad at the end in the street with the flower petals. Mm-hmm. That scene I think looks really bad. But until that, I think the movie actually looks pretty solid throughout. They added like this film grain look, which I liked, and like I really thought it looked fine until the end.
Yeah.
So I'll actually defend that, but it just felt like there was a lot of stuff going on, like just jumping from place to place. Also, side note, I was thinking about this. This movie has when they cut to a new location, they'll put the location on the screen. Say like New Mexico, something.
Yeah.
I have a question for the Scoopers. I want you guys to tell me the best movie ever made that features location titles. Because it is something that strictly bad movies do. There's got to be some exceptions, but for the most part, anytime a location comes up in a movie, that's typically a really bad movie, or like a very average movie. It's never something great. Because it's always
I
like
think they do
skilled.
that in Tenet.
Skilled. No, they don't.
They don't?
Christopher Nolan's never done a fucking location. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm just trying to think.
It's something so amateur. It's, to be honest, it's Bush League. if we're being real, because good directors and writers, they know how to say where they're at, in a clever way where they don't have to put the words on the screen and tell you where they are.
Yeah.
And in Tenet, like I don't know if this actually happens or not, but like an example is like they go to France in Tenet or something to buy that painting.
Yeah.
And then someone starts like trying to sell something to him as they're walking by, and he's like, "No, I don't speak French." Yeah. Now you know they're in France.
Yeah.
Like just a really quick thing like
way,
that.
way easier.
Right. Yeah. That's what skilled people do. But that's my question, because I genuinely don't know if I've seen a good movie that, and I'm not talking about like at the beginning of the movie they tell you where the setting is. Like Blade Runner starts with Los Angeles 2049 or
You're talking about
2015.
traveling.
Right. You got to establish the location, but I'm talking about when you go to a new place late in the movie and it says like this is where they're at. I don't know if a good movie's ever done that. And I want the Scoopers to tell me if there has been one.
Dude, I'm scrolling through all my 5s. Yikes.
Like, think about all the places they go to in Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they ever came up with a title card that was like Los Alamos testing ground. Like, I think they just tell
they do a title card for Los Alamos, but that's it.
They do?
I think so. Like, when they first visit there, I think they might. I don't know.
Well, then that's the best movie that's ever had a title card, because
I can't say for certain, though. Like, a lot of these I can't say for certain have location drops.
it's typically something that only really bad movies
No,
do.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
There was a part of me...
That's a good little, like, fun Easter egg hunt.
Now we'll like, anytime we watch a good movie and that happens, we'll be like,
hey,
they did it.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that thinks John Wick 4 might have done it, because I keep thinking about the scene where they cut to the Osaka hotel and the little song plays that I love.
Yeah, it does say Osaka.
I can't remember if it says like Tokyo or Japan or something. I can't remember. It could be, there could be one in that movie though.
I feel like they do it a decent amount in the Mission Impossible movies too.
Do they?
I thought so. That seems like something they would do. So Fallout might be one of them.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
We'll rewatch them probably before the new one comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my question to the Scoopers. Best movie that features a location title.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie does a lot. They add a lot of those. The thing that makes me the most mad in this movie is that they casted Giancarlo Esposito to do that. They casted him to play that nothing burger of a character that could have been played by fucking my mailman. That could have been played by fucking Tim across the street. Anybody could have done that.
They did the same thing with Andy Serkis, dude.
In Black Panther?
Play Claw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play this guy with a fucking...
Yeah. He has like
hand.
one scene in Age of Ultron where he talks about cuttlefish and then he does nothing for the rest of his life.
Dude, he could have been like one of the top villains. He could have done like motion capture for something crazy.
For something awesome? Yeah. He could have.
Yeah.
He could have. Instead, they gave him a fake hand that split in half and shot a fucking...
Yeah. Doesn't he have an Australian accent?
He does.
God, he's awesome.
He pulls it off, though.
I love Andy.
And I gotta tell you, as much as I hate him, I hate that they wasted him for Claw. He looks cool as hell, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He looks like a rough guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to tussle with the muscle, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But I gave Brave New World a 2.5. I didn't hate it at all. I thought it was okay. I think people are being a little harsh on it.
Yeah, I think the marketing for it was pushed so hard that people had like high expectations, which why did you have high expectations? Like Marvel's been busting out dumpers for a while now. But I think 2.5 is fair. Like I wasn't ever super bored. The action sequences were entertaining. Like it was just like they kind of just came and left.
Also the finale of the like how the Red Hulk Captain America fight ends, super gay.
Yeah,
I hate that so much. Yeah. I hate that trope so much.
But like that's part of the reason why using Red Hulk as a villain for Falcon or for Captain America is really like Captain America is an enhanced person, so it would make a little bit more sense. But Falcon now having the mantle of Captain America is not an enhanced person.
Yeah, he's a normal guy.
So it makes even less sense that you would have someone as powerful as Red Hulk go up against him.
All he really does when he fights Red Hulk is he jumps up in the air and like cuts his back a little bit.
Yeah.
And they do that like 5 times.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, I asked you whenever we got out, I was like, how do you feel about them using like villains from other characters? Because like to me, it's okay, but sometimes it doesn't fucking add up, dude. Sometimes you just can't do it.
Yeah, you could like switch characters, villains, and be like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Like that's like maybe if they did fucking like they let Lobo fight Batman, be like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's a Superman villain, but you know, this is cool. But sometimes it's just not gonna work. Sometimes it'll just be like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if like Superman fought the Riddler, be like, now wait a minute.
Hang on. Now.
I don't know if I like this.
Yeah, like they introduce Galactus in an Ant-Man movie. It's like,
Right.
whoa. Not around here, partner.
Yeah.
Not around here, partner.
Yeah. Or if like Wonder Woman's solo movie, the villain was Gorilla Grodd.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What is that?
Stop being gay, dude.
Yeah, I don't think Red Hulk and Captain America is a fit. I
Yeah.
don't think that. I think Red Hulk should fight someone big.
Yeah.
That's just
I
me
still don't even
personally.
like. Honestly, Hulk's villains all kind of suck. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, I've never been the biggest Hulk fan as a character, and his villains are all just types of Hulks. I mean, if you're being totally honest, like fucking Red Hulk, you got fucking
Abomination.
Maestro, which is just an old man Hulk. I'm not sure what his origin is. Maybe he is Bruce Banner. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he's a bad guy. A-Bomb, which is just like an armadillo Hulk.
Hell yeah.
Abomination, which is a fish Hulk. They're all just
now
Hulks.
he should have been the villain of Captain America.
Yeah.
The Armadillo Hulk.
Yeah. But the secondary villain in this, I didn't really like that much. It just feels like a rehash of Civil War. I don't know. It just like it's like what you said. It's just a very average kind of movie.
Also feel like I guess not every movie has to have this, but I wish they had more of a like personal storyline with Captain America, like something he was dealing with like emotionally or personally that wasn't like associated with just like the plot of like there's bad shit happening, I got to stop the bad shit.
Yeah.
I wish, like when you watch the Batman, like there's the Riddler, murder mystery, trying to find out who he is, stop the killing storyline, and then there's Bruce, evolving as a character himself. And I feel like Captain America didn't really have anything personal that he was like he didn't really have an arc at all. He's the same
Marvel
character.
doesn't really have much of that in any of their movies. They really gave the majority of that to Iron Man. That's the only time they've really done true like a hardcore arc was Iron Man.
Yeah.
They never really gave Thor anything.
To be
they
fair,
kind of gave Thor some.
We may not like the arc, but they did give Hulk an arc.
Yeah,
We're being technical. They gave him an arc.
He was clean, and then they wiped their ass with him. That was his arc, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I guess you're right. They typically don't do that, but I guess when you compare anything to the Batman, it's a little disappointing.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good example though. When you like, since he's not enhanced, he's just a guy. Like you can tell smaller, more grounded stories of his like personal struggle, which will make him more endearing when he eventually becomes the leader of a new team. But they didn't do that. They had him go up against basically an unstoppable threat, and then that just ends.
Yeah. And you can't really do I don't feel like Captain America. I don't feel worthy. I'm not Steve Rogers. You can't really do that anymore. You did that for 10 episodes straight.
You
in
wasted
Falcon
that
and
in
the
a
Winter
really
Soldier.
stupid, horrible show.
So that you can't, like, if you keep going with that arc, then you're just repeating yourself, and people are going to get upset.
Yeah.
So you got to think of something new to do with the character that gives it some impact.
I'll be honest with you. The more we talk, I've always been one to say that like it was smart for them to make Falcon Captain America instead of going with the Winter Soldier, which is more typical. But I think with what they wrote, it made sense. But they kind of boxed themselves in because Winter Soldier is enhanced already. Like he's a superhero. Plus, he has nowhere to go if he doesn't become Captain America. Like Falcon could stay Falcon. You know what I mean? But now, like what you were talking about the other day, you were like, does Winter Soldier, like, they just call him Bucky. He doesn't really have a name anymore.
Like, dude, he doesn't have like a superhero name. Like the Thunderbolts is coming out. All of them have like, pretty sure all of them have like a
the
superhero
Red
name.
Guardian, Taskmaster, Ghost.
I don't know if Yelena has a name.
Yelena, I don't think does.
But I was like, because in the Winter Soldier, he's the Winter Soldier. That's like his superhero name. But he's only the Winter Soldier because he's being mind controlled. That's like his name when he's being mind controlled. But when he's just Bucky, he's just Bucky. He doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
So that's a little weird, I guess. I wish they'd give him like a new alias.
Yeah.
Like how characters, like we were talking about this the other day, like Robins. Like they start out as a Robin, then one becomes Nightwing, and one becomes
Yeah.
Red Hood, and they evolve. I wish Bucky would like become something new, and not just still be the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's what, like, while we were here talking about it, I was like, they probably should have stuck with like what it was supposed to be. The problem is they just wrote such a good relationship between Captain America and Falcon that it made more sense at the time to make him Captain America, but it really does box him in with like villains that they can use and things that he can like do.
Yeah,
Because Winter Soldier, he's got the arm, he's got basically all the powers that Captain America has, and traditionally, since he is the one that becomes Captain America, like they now just have him sitting there, and like he's gonna be in the Thunderbolts, but like that's basically the only place they could really put him,
I think that the issue with Sam being Captain America is that Sam is not a very deep character with a lot going on, and no one, like, for the most, I mean, they're trying to force this like people don't accept him because he's black thing, but in the grand scheme of things, no one has a problem with Sam being Captain America because he's a very unproblematic character.
Yeah.
But when you think, and so I don't think there's really anything to do with Captain America at this point. Like, if someone told me like, hey, write the next Captain America movie, I'd be like, well, shit. Like, I don't know what to do. This guy's like I don't know where to go with his character. But if you make Bucky Captain America, then you really have like an entire nation probably like hating this man because of his past, that when he was basically a terrorist and couldn't control himself, he was being mind controlled. And you'd have like half the world being like, he was mind controlled, that wasn't him, like this, like, he didn't do that. But that's like enough material to write a movie around.
Yeah.
Like having this like battle with him trying to prove himself, him trying to earn America's respect as the new Captain America. Sam doesn't really have to do that. Like everyone already likes him and knows he's a good person, and like he's very unproblematic. So the controversial nature of making Bucky Captain America, I feel like would just lend them to a more interesting movie than Sam.
Yeah, and I think that you could have had, if they had kept the same energy in like Civil War, maybe just tone back the touch, but like you could have had Bucky and Sam be the new like leaders of like a new team of the Avengers. But now we have two Falcons. I know that like
we don't have two Falcons.
Sam is Captain America.
You just refuse to admit he's Captain America.
Well, no, like he's Captain America. I'm saying like power wise, it's like just two Falcons basically. Because they're still just guys. They both have wings, and then Captain America has the shield.
Yeah, I guess they both fly.
But you could have like a cooler dynamic when you have like more variety on the team. I feel like seeing Falcon and Captain America work together isn't as cool as seeing Sam and Winter Soldier work together.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Checks out.
But yeah, I don't know where you go with another Captain America movie.
I just feel like there's not much to do with his character, really.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Anthony Mackie's fault. I think he's good in the role. I just don't think there's a lot for him to work with.
No, Anthony Mackie's great. He's got great charisma.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think they should just kind of just let the Avengers, like all those characters, just kind of, because I looked up, I was like, I'm sure there's been like a bunch of other characters that have been Avengers. I looked it up, and there really hasn't been.
They should stop trying to make more Avengers.
Yeah.
And like I think I was telling you, Endgame should just have been the last Avengers movie. Not every team you build with Marvel has to be Avengers.
Yeah.
There's many teams in Marvel. You can name them something else. The Avengers should have ended with Endgame, and then the teams they form after that are something new.
Yeah.
Because it's always, if you keep naming it the Avengers, like, first of all, it loses its meaning, but also, like, you're constantly going to be compared to the old Avengers team. It's like, just create something new.
Yeah, if they had done Endgame and they're like, all right, now we're going to focus on just X-Men. And then you do some movies and you build up to, like, Age of Apocalypse or something cool, yeah, that's fine. Like, I'm fine if that's where everything ends with those characters. That's fine. And then now you tell a new team, you do X-Men, or you do like Alpha Flight or something fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then just let that end, and then you start something new.
And you don't have to have a team name. I know that's crazy.
Yeah.
You can just have the X-Men team up with Fantastic Four, team up with random Marvel characters, and just not have a team name.
Yeah.
I know that sounds crazy, but you can do it.
Yeah.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
So yeah, I think they should stop with the Avengers, but yeah, I think the movie's okay. It's fine. It's disappointing that this is where Marvel's at, but I think the Thunderbolts will probably be a little better, and Fantastic Four will be a lot better. So hopefully...
Yeah, I think we're on the upswing because Thunderbolts is going to be funny for sure. And then... So it's at least got that going for him.
Yeah.
And then Fantastic Four, I think, will be the first, like, genuinely good movie.
I'll be surprised if Fantastic Four is not a 4-star for me.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going to be.
I think that's going to be like the minimum. It'd have to be a really big pile of shit to not be a 4. But yeah, that's it for Captain America. So, I have a couple characters that aren't. They've already had adaptations in movies before, but I think they should get redone. I think they should get like a reboot. Mm-hmm. First one's Ghost Rider.
I was gonna pick Ghost Rider, but I was like, wasn't sure if that would be cheating since he's already had a movie.
Yeah, I did a separate little category.
Oh, okay, I got like 5 of just like fresh faces.
Yeah, so these are ones that have already been played before, but Ghost Rider,
I agree 100%.
I think they should redo it, and I think they should pick Ryan Gosling. I'm not just saying that because he's my favorite actor. He's come out and said the superhero he wants to play is Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
He's been outspoken about it. So you've got him.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. You've got him. He said he wants to do it.
Yeah.
Now fucking do it. He's the coolest guy in the world, and Ghost Rider's sick as shit.
Ghost
this isn't
Rider
complicated.
Yeah, dude. And then you can kind of like do all the the magic type characters, like Ghost Rider being a demon and like all like magic and stuff like that. All those like I don't know, occult type characters. You can kind of do that with Ghost Rider.
Yeah, and this next one sort of fits in with that too. Constantine. I guess this is DC, isn't it?
Constantine is DC, yeah.
Damn, well, there's one DC mixed in there. I want to reboot a Constantine, and I want it to be played by Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh my
Stanfield.
god, that would be
pronounced.
That would be awesome.
I'm imagining him with like dreads, like smoking a cigarette, lighting a cigarette in the rain.
Yeah,
fucking
something
some
else
devil
too.
Shit.
Like Constantine does talk shit a good amount.
Yeah,
traditionally, and Lakeith could definitely.
Dude, they're doing a
do
Constantine 2 with Keanu.
I don't want Keanu at all, dude.
Don't do that.
I hate to break it to you guys.
It.
The first Constantine it's all right.
I think it's pretty good, but
It's not enough for me to be
Keanu
like
Keanu Reeves is nowhere near good enough to where you can't recast him.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, the first Constantine isn't good enough to where it's like, oh, we need to hold on to this.
Yeah.
It's
not like what they're doing with Hugh Jackman and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Where they don't want to recast him.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I get it. You don't want to recast Hugh Jackman. He's great. You can recast Keanu Reeves as Constantine.
You can recast him with my fucking shoe, dude.
Yeah.
And you'd be fine.
Yeah. So, I goofed. I wasn't... I was just thinking about... Honestly, I was thinking about, like, superheroes that needed...
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Less so, like, Marvel.
Well, fuck it. Let's talk about it, dude.
But that's the only DC one. The other ones are Marvel. But yeah, I want Constantine to get rebooted. I think he's a really cool character.
Yeah, all the occult stuff. Same thing with DC. They actually have better occult characters with Constantine, Etrigan, the Demon, fucking all those people.
Marvel has like their
Zatanna.
What's
DC?
What's their team called? Midnight something.
Midnight Suns.
Midnight Suns, yeah, those guys.
Yeah,
they should do something with that. It's like Daredevil, Moon Knight, Blade.
Yeah. Well, they did something with Moon Knight and fucking Boo.
No, but I'm saying as a team.
Yeah,
they need to
as a
do
team,
something
yeah.
with them coming together as a team and do it. It's like a Justice League Dark type thing.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
That would be really cool. Figure out the characters first, but yeah, that would be really
Yeah.
cool. Figure out them on their own.
My next reboot, I think, should be Hulk.
Yep.
I had a difficult time fan casting this one.
Really, like, Hulk is kind of a easy casting because, like, they just have to be kind of a somewhat charming nerd, more on the nerd side, to be Hulk.
I just feel like the age thing varies a lot.
It does.
Like,
It does.
my pick is Joel Edgerton.
That's a good
I
one.
feel like he could put some glasses on him. He can pull off scientist. I mean, he was a teacher in Warrior. So
Yeah.
he's pulled off like the nerdy look before. But he's like 50, so I just don't know like what age you should cast the Hulk as, because I feel like it's not odd for him to be like older than the rest of the Avengers. I feel like that's pretty normal, but
No,
don't know.
the only thing that like you'll get off in the weeds about is like, I guess it doesn't fucking matter now, but one of the big arcs he has is the love affair with Betty Ross, and then if he's like 50, then her dad is gonna be General Ross. He's gonna be like pretty old, but that's like the only.
yeah, I mean the character doesn't have to be 50.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think Hulk needs a reboot. Because I don't like what they've done with the character, and I don't think Mark Ruffalo is a good Hulk. So
yeah.
2 reasons.
And then like one of my favorite Hulk arcs, Planet Hulk, got fucking ripped in half with Thor Ragnarok, which I did like. I thought Ragnarok was like a fun movie, but I didn't like what they did with the Planet Hulk storyline.
Yeah. My next one is pretty obvious that it needs like a new adaptation, but Cyclops.
Oh yeah,
He's so fucking cool, but his only live action. Well, I guess he has 2 technically. He has 2 live action adaptations between Marsden and
Ty
Sheridan.
Yeah,
and they just made him super lame in the movies. They made him like he's supposed to be the leader of the X-Men.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a badass, and he's sort of like a Boy Scout-ish character where he's the leader. He's always trying to do things the right way, but he's also a badass and he talks shit.
yeah.
He
I was gonna
fucks
say he's
people
also
up.
like sly with it. Though.
Yeah, like he's smooth as shit, and fucking give him the forecast.
Oh
my God,
dude!
dude.
Don't get me. I heard you in here watching
Yeah.
that, dude. I
To
was
me,
like, oh my.
my X-Men.
Oh my
That makes me
God,
fucking come in my little pants.
Dude, I would
tell you.
have fucking jumped right on that guy.
And my Cyclops fan cast is Scott Eastwood.
Oh my God, that handsome devil.
Are you familiar with Scott Eastwood's
Yeah.
look?
Yeah,
Dude, come
he's
on.
yeah he's even hotter than Clint.
Imagine him with red eyes.
Dude, holy cow!
Yeah.
You're talking crazy.
I want that really bad. And the other one I picked is Gambit.
Yeah, really, you could put a lot of X-Men on the list of like,
All of the X-Men basically
Yeah.
need a reboot.
because in any of the X-Men movies, the only focus has ever been Wolverine, Professor X, Magneto.
Yeah.
Those have been the 3 characters that have gotten the most like
Those were done
air. Yeah,
Yeah. That was it.
but
That was it.
there's a lot more X-Men, dude.
Yeah.
We've
Where's
seen
fucking oh, what's his name? The time travel guy.
Cable,
No.
Bishop.
Bishop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bishop
Where the fuck is he?
He's been in one movie.
He was in a movie?
Yeah, he was in Days of Future Past.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yep.
They crammed in a bunch of like
I
B
was so
characters.
excited at the beginning of Days of Future Past when I saw Bishop. I was like, "Oh my god, this makes sense! Like he travels through time." Nope.
Yeah.
And that ship sails pretty quick, dude.
Yeah. My dream fan cast, I think the obvious pick for Gambit is Austin Butler.
Oh
But
my god, yeah.
trying not to do like an A-lister because he's busy and it's just like it's never gonna happen. My second pick was Tom Blythe, who
I don't know if I'm familiar with him.
He played the main guy in the new Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, Gambit has a New Orleans accent, but no one has that in real life. So you can't cast, like, you kind of just got to take a leap of faith with somebody and be like, I'm sure he can do the accent.
Yeah, you just
no one
have to...
actually has done that before. So you just kind of have to hope he can pull it off. But I think he has the look and he has the charm. Yeah. He's a very charming actor, and I feel like he can do it.
That's one of those things too. Like, don't drop the accent.
Oh no!
If Gambit's not Cajun,
if you can understand what he's saying, you did something wrong.
Yeah, you shit the bed, dude. Yeah. That's also what makes him sexy, dude. He'll like fucking flirt with random people.
Call him,
call him Sherry.
Yeah.
Or Cher. I'm like, oh my god, that's not even my name.
Remy LeBeau, but you can call me the Gambit.
But you can call me the Gambit.
Those were my my recasts.
Yeah.
But I made a list of people that have never been in movies before. I think that's what you did too. We might have some overlap.
That's my list. Yeah.
I don't know. But we'll see.
Maybe. I definitely think there's one that I've wanted for a really long time, and there's one on my list that I know you've never heard of.
So did you cool. Were most of these like off the dome, or did you have to research?
I did 3 off the dome. I have 4, and 3 of them were off the dome. The 4th one I saw a picture of, and I was like, let me look at this.
Okay.
Yeah.
These were all, for me, researched.
How many did you
I don't have a lot of Marvel. I'm not a Marvel ball knower when it comes to comics.
I'm a lot deeper into DC. I can tell you that. I learned that through this.
And even in DC, I'm a noob.
Yeah.
Like, I've read the popular comics, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I feel like we both probably have one on here that's the same. I could be wrong, but we'll alternate.
Yeah.
My first is Nova.
Oh, okay.
Is he on there?
Nova wasn't. I took him off because I couldn't pick a fan cast because I don't know a lot about Nova. I just know he looks really cool. But
well,
I am familiar with like his powers and his aesthetic.
Apparently, there's a rumored Nova series in the works, so that could be. I don't know why they're doing a series. Make a movie, but stop it with the series.
Yeah.
God damn.
I kind of thought that after like all their TV shows tanked, that they would give up on the.
They were looking at the board and they were like, all the movies on the left side, all the TV shows on the right side. Literally, not one single TV series has been successful. And they were like, more of those. More of those. 0 for 6.
Josh, get in here.
Let's make it 7.
Yeah. Scoreboard.
Apparently, there's a Nova series in the works, so
maybe that's why I took it off the list. I don't know.
There's rumors that they have contacted Ryan Gosling about playing Nova, which obviously I'd be down for. I think he said he wants to play Ghost Rider, so just let him play Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
let him
he's
be
the
happy.
coolest guy in the world, so it makes sense for him to play the coolest character ever.
Yeah, just let him be happy.
I mean,
do what he wants. Yeah. He's earned it. But I researched Nova a little bit, and his character, so he's part of the Nova Corps, which they already introduced in Guardians 3.
Yeah, the footwork's there.
The seed's already there. But the Nova Corps gets completely wiped out by something called the Annihilation Wave. And everyone he knows in the Nova Corps gets killed by it. And and the Nova Corps sort of like the Force, and he inherits all of his former comrades' Nova Corps force like in himself. So he takes it all. He's the only survivor. So he took all of the Nova Corps into himself. So now he's like 100 times more powerful.
Yeah.
He took like, I think there was like 100 guys in the Nova Corps. He took all 100 of their power and now consumed it. And so he's the fucking most powerful guy you can ever fucking fuck with.
Do you know what his name is?
Ryder?
Richard Ryder.
Richard Ryder? Yeah.
Dick Ryder.
That's awesome. Oh, God.
Come on, dude.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I didn't even put that together, but yeah, that's something. And he also has the Nova Corps also has a Xandarian world mind, which is like Xandar's the planet from the Guardians movies that they always reference. And the world mind's just this big computer that's like, it knows everything, and it's like his companion, and he like can get information on people, and It's really cool and sounded fucking. It's like the best computer in the world.
Yeah,
It has
it's his
information on everything.
His Jarvis.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So I thought he just sounds like a really interesting character, and I fan casted Nicholas Hoult
Ooh, I like that.
since the X-Men's not canon, and Lex Luthor's DCU. So
Yeah. Suck it, dude.
fucking let's do it.
Yeah. Make it happen.
What was your first one?
I have a. This one, it was kind of like I threw it in. I don't know how it would play out, but I have Hyperion, which
I don't know him.
it's DC's Superman, and it is to a T
Superman is DC.
or it's Marvel's Superman, and it's to a T fucking Superman. Like he's from an alien planet. He shoots lasers. He has all of Superman's powers, but it would be cool to see a character like that in Marvel. So I was like, we'll do a Marvel Superman kind of, if Hyperion is like the villain of Thunderbolts, maybe it's a good time to introduce a character like that can actually help with that threat. What'd I say?
Hyperion.
Oh yeah, they're very similar. But yeah, if Sentry's the main bad guy in Thunderbolts, like people are saying, then it'd be cool to introduce a character like Hyperion that can kind of go toe to toe a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I cast Alan Richson
Oh,
as
he's
Hyperion.
that big?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, no, yeah, Hyperion's big, but Alan Richson realistically is probably like he could probably lean up a little bit to play Hyperion, but Hyperion is jacked.
Cool.
But no one in the world is as big as Alan Richson, dude. He's just so fucking huge.
Dude, I'm pretty down for him to be Batman.
That'd be the biggest Batman we've ever seen.
I know that the acting is questionable in terms of how good of an actor he is. But I don't know if this version of Batman in the DCU really has to be like the best actor in the world. They're doing a much more like comic booky, like Bat Family type, movie with like probably a lighter tone. And I feel like you don't have to have Robert Pattinson or Christian Bale, like these Oscar-worthy actors. Because, the Dark Knight trilogy and the Batman are like very serious movies. But I feel like you can get away with having Alan Richson, and I feel like he's capable. I mean, he's in Reacher. I'm sure he has dramatic scenes in Reacher.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that'd be a lot of fun, and he could just fill out the suit and just kind of do something new. I don't know. I'm pretty down for it.
No,
he's said that he wants to do it. So I'm big on that. I'm big on casting people that are openly passionate about the character and wanting to do it.
They want to be there, so fucking do it.
Yeah.
This is the design of Hyperion. I thought he looked pretty fucking cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. He's got like a WWE belt on.
That's what I was saying, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe you just get Rock to do it.
Yeah. My next up, I don't have any fan casts for this one. This isn't group, but I just thought it was a cool idea. I don't know how you work it in, but I just thought it was interesting. Group is called the Slingers.
I've never heard of these guys. Tell me about
So there's a Spider-Man storyline when he's on trial for murder. Don't know much about that storyline. That's all I know. He's on trial for murder. And so the world, like he's on trial for murder, so he can't go out as Spider-Man right now. Because everyone hates him, he's like, he just can't do it. So he forms these aliases, like these fake superheroes that he goes out and dresses up as instead of Spider-Man, so he can do it without, getting in trouble. Mm-hmm. And so once he's back as Spider-Man, he gives those 4 suits to 4 teenagers. So, and then they form the Slingers and go out and fight crime.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so sweet.
So it says the Golden Age hero Black Marvel acquired the 4 costumes Peter Parker wore while he was accused of murder and couldn't go out as Spider-Man. He then proceeded to give them to the 4 youngsters, forming a team that he named the Slingers. Each member adopted one of the costumes and the respective alias of Spider-Man when wearing that specific costume. And like I said, don't know where you fit them in.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Maybe you put them in as like a side character, like side characters in a series or something. But I just thought that was fun.
That is, yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah, that was sweet. So
Yeah, you can go a lot of different places with that.
yeah.
Next on my list is a character that I saw a picture of this guy and I was like, what the fuck? But his name is Death's Head. Crazy name.
That is crazy.
And he was originally a Transformers character.
Whoa.
Somehow, some way, there was like some licensing stuff between Hasbro and Marvel eventually got Death's Head, and he's got like a very goofy personality. And I fan cast Bill Hader because he's just a big robot. He's like the Terminator, and he just says goofy shit. So I feel like
awesome.
Bill Hader doing a voiceover for a funny Terminator fits in the Marvel world that they have built so good. And then he's also like, he's got a bunch of different designs because I'll show you how Death's Head looks originally. And then there's a Death's Head 2 from like a fight that he took because they wanted to use the character and they had to like, they didn't want to use the design. That's how Death's Head looks.
Oh, that's cool.
He's kind of badass looking.
Yeah, he looks like Zurg.
He does look like Zurg. But there's a Death's Head 2 that they introduced where he fights this guy and the guy kills him. He kills Death's Head, but somehow, some way, Death's Head like absorbs his consciousness, like absorbs into the robot and like takes him over. But that's Death's Head 2.
Whoa. He's more jacked now.
He's huge.
Damn.
So you could do this like this goofy.
It's pretty crazy to name a goofy character Death's Head.
Yeah, and then he's got that aesthetic, and then he's like, his big thing, like every panel I saw with him, he would end everything in yes. Like he would ask you a question, but then answer yes for you, which is cool. I feel like you could really play into that with a comedic actor. Yeah, and then just kind of make him just a fun character that comes in.
Hell yeah, sounds like fun.
Yeah, Death's Head.
Next up for me is 3D Man.
Oh my god.
Have you ever heard of 3D Man?
I think I've seen a picture of him.
3D Man is really fucking interesting, but this backstory is a little wordy.
That's okay.
But I'm going to read it because I think it's really cool.
Okay.
So 3D Man is a character that is shared between two twins. One twin is this like athletic guy who was a football player. Now he's in the military. And the other brother was born with a disability, and he's been in a wheelchair his whole life. And they get to inhabit 3D Man for only 3 hours at a time.
That's very specific.
Yeah, so I'll read this out, and hopefully it doesn't sound too confusing.
Okay.
The Chandler brothers received their superhuman abilities through exposure to an unknown radiation in the explosion of a Skrull starship. Already introduced in the MCU.
Already got the Skrulls.
Seeds are laid. Hal Chandler could, by concentrating on the image of his brother Chuck imprinted on his glasses, summon a super-powered version of his brother, 3D Man. Chuck had a telepathic link with Hal, who would lose consciousness and become comatose when 3D Man is active. So
the wheelchair brother is inhabiting the body
of his physically gifted brother.
Okay.
Turning him into 3D Man.
Okay.
3D Man's consciousness is apparently a synthesis of Chuck and Hal's mind, with Chuck's usually dominant. 3D Man, in turn, could only remain in a three-dimensional reality for 3 hours at a time before Hal would wake up, causing 3D Man to subsequently disappear and return to his two-dimensional existence. The 3D Man wore a specially designed NASA flight suit, altered in appearance and bonded to his skin. Chuck was an expert pilot and a talented football player. Hal is an experienced scientific researcher. Hal is astigmatic and requires special glasses. A poliomyelitis victim as a child, he now requires crutches to walk. As 3D Man, Chuck Chandler possessed approximately 3 times the physical capabilities of an extremely physically fit but otherwise normal human male. So that's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's a kind of complicated, system, but
Well, I really like this like super twins dynamic, but with one of them being like not physically able to do stuff, but then they're the ones that's dominant, so it's like they get this time to do stuff. I think that would be
this guy that's been in a wheelchair his whole life,
Exactly.
like being able to inhabit the mind of a physically capable person.
Yeah, I think that's
really
a
cool.
really cool idea. I think you can probably drop a lot of the 3 stuff. Like only for 3 hours you can probably drop or something else.
He has like 3 times.
Three times,
strength.
yeah. Just give him regular superpowers. Like you don't have to be very specific about that, dude.
Yeah, but he's also got this like really cool look.
I
think
googled
it's
him
pretty
while
cool.
you were bringing it up. I thought it was sick. Yeah, the red and green.
I feel like it would make for like a really fun like miniseries.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of miniseries most of the time because they're taking characters that shouldn't be in a series. Like Moon Knight should not be a series. That should be a movie. Nova should be a movie. But 3D Man, that should be a series, I think.
Yeah.
But either way, like series or show or whatever, I just think that'd be a lot of fun. It could be really emotional with the 2 brothers.
Yeah,
they're
you
like
could have-
inhabiting 3D Man together.
Yeah.
So I'm picturing it like sort of like 2 brothers sort of operating like a Jaeger from Pacific Rim,
yeah.
like operating this thing.
I kind of had like some upside moments in my head between like, the 2
sort of like
brothers.
that. Yeah.
No, it could be very very charming.
It's also like Upgrade too, because it's like his brother is controlling his body.
Yeah.
So he can see it, but like he can't really control it, but his brother's controlling it for him.
Yeah.
That's just really interesting to me. I think
No, that
that'd
was
be a
really
lot of
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. My next pick is Better Ray Bill, which
Better Ray?
Better Ray Bill,
What? How's that spelled?
BETA, like beta,
Beta?
Beta Ray Bill,
Yeah.
Beta Ray Bill. This one is kind of lame because he's basically Thor. But he's an alien. His design is fucking insane. He's an alien that Thor saw. He was getting attacked, and like his ship crashed, and he was holding off like this fucking army by himself, just kicking ass. Thor comes down and like tries to help him, but he thinks he's like one of the people attacking him, so he kicks Thor's ass, and then picks up Thor's hammer, and just fucking like he just picks it up like it's nothing, becomes like another Thor.
Damn.
And he's basically like Thor's homeboy, but just like twice as awesome.
Hell yeah.
And my fan casting was Andy Serkis,
Oh.
because this is gonna probably be a heavily CGI'd character because he has a horse face. But dude,
It's crazy how you can cast any CGI character as Andy Serkis.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, he's super cool. So you could kind of have him like in Thor's absence, like take over and do like Thor shit. Because you need like a. It seems like they're not doing a lot with Thor, so he could kind of be the new guy. Mm-hmm. Like he like would fight Thor when he would do. He like got mad because Thor was working with Galactus at one time, so he like challenged Thor and said he wasn't worthy of his hammer anymore.
Oh hell yeah.
He's also like tried to fight Galactus by himself a couple times. He's just
What
a
a
fucking
dog.
absolute badass.
What a menace.
Yeah.
My next one, I sort of came in my pants when I found out about this guy.
I hope it's not my number one guy.
So, I hope not either. I hope it's not. My number one that I'm most excited about is Deathlock.
Oh my god, dude! I almost picked Deathlock. It's not my number one guy, but I almost picked Deathlock.
Deathlock is so fucking cool, dude.
I had a Deathlock action figure.
So I screenshotted his origins.
Who
could-
did you do a fan cast?
I did do a fan cast. My fan cast is Aldous Hodge.
Oh, that's not who I was going to pick.
Who are you gonna pick?
I think I did Michael J. White.
Oh, he's a little old now.
He is, but I loved him as Spawn. Or I like that pick as Spawn.
28 years ago.
I like that pick as Spawn, but I
Yeah.
was like, I want to see him as something cool. He's like RoboCop, right?
Yeah. So. Okay, there we go. So, Luther Manning had joined the Army several years prior to Operation, but in 1985 he was torn apart by a concussion bomb during a training exercise. Wishing to preserve Manning's knowledge and experience, Simon Riker selected him for Project Alpha Mech when Manning did not survive surgery. The CIA project, spearheaded by Simon and his brother Harlan, was designed to build armies of cyborg super soldiers. However, each Riker had his own agenda, causing them to split from the CIA. After 5 years of stasis, Manning's body was reanimated as the cyborg Deadlock. He was named so because he can be locked in a death-like state. Sorry, having to skip a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Bunch of hooey.
Simon Riker oversaw Deathlock's training and early missions, but the cyborg began to rebel against his programming as his human memories returned. Also, this is set in a futuristic, like cyberpunk Blade Runner universe.
I did know that. The aesthetic of everything.
Yeah, so it's like a Blade Runner type story. He's a cyborg that starts to rebel against his programming as his human memories are starting to return. After escaping Riker's control, Deathlock learned that he was legally dead and that his wife had since married his old friend Mike Travers. Despondent but incapable of suicide due to his internal programming, Deathlock devoted himself to ruining his former master. Dude, this guy got fucked over so hard.
Yeah, dude. He gets
awesome. Blown up by a concussion bomb, gets put into stasis for 5 years, and his wife thinks he's dead, so she goes marries his best friend. He wants to kill himself, but he can't because of his programming.
Yeah.
And then he starts to turn on his creators and starts to turn on his programming in favor of his human side because now his memories are starting to bleed through. And that is the coolest fucking shit.
Dude, he's so
I've
fucking
ever heard
hardcore,
of,
dude.
That is the coolest fucking shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And do you know who Aldous Hodge is?
No, I don't think so.
I'll pull up a picture. He's the man. He played Hawkman.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucking huge.
Yeah, he's fucking massive.
Yeah, he's huge.
Probably a little wasted on Hawkman.
It's DC anyways, but
that's true.
And you know what Deathlock looks like?
Yeah, dude, his design is awesome.
Dude, he's got like half cyborg, half like he almost looks like
exposed.
sort of like a zombie on the other half.
Yeah, dude, he's got no nose.
Yeah, no nose. He looks so fucking cool,
dude. You could
I'm officially a Deathlock stan. Like I'm gonna go find a Deathlock graphic novel, and read that shit because that sounds like the coolest thing I've ever read.
Yeah,
in my
dude,
life.
he's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick him, and I don't remember why I didn't pick him, but yeah, Deathlock is so cool.
Deathlock's so fucking cool, dude.
My number one pick is Speedball.
No puck?
No puck. No, dude, you're taking the fucking covers off the surprise, dude. No, my number one pick is Speedball, which is.
I remember you telling me about Speedball like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, you're making stuff up.
His arc is insane. So he uses superhuman powers, solid force bubbles of residual kinetic field energy appear on his body, and when he bounces in his wake, while bouncing, he is immune to any kind of harm caused by physical pain. So he's a very goofy character. He first appeared he's a part of a team of like young people called the New Warriors, and they go to fight this guy who is a actual real like villain. They're very in over their heads, and they chase him down, things don't go good. He's like they chase him down. And he runs to like an orphanage, and the villain's power is that he's basically a nuclear bomb, and he blows himself up and kills everyone on the team, and like everyone in the orphanage except for Speedball.
Yep.
So this is I'm gonna show you a picture of Speedball real fast because he's fucking an absolute goofster, just in a solid blue suit. All right. So Speedball gets arrested and sent to prison for that happening. They blame it on him.
Obviously, they show up at the crime scene. They see all the dead bodies. They're like,
yeah.
Obviously, it was the ball.
It was the ball, man. So after that, he like becomes super depressed, and he loses his powers. He like Reed Richards tries to work with him to try and like get his powers back, but in prison he gets attacked. It's kind of hinted at that he was going to get prison raped.
Ooh.
And he realizes that pain causes his powers to like activate. And he becomes this like dark fucking guy. He changes his name to Penance, and he creates this fucking suit, dude. I'm going to show you a picture of this fucking design. It's the most badass thing I've ever seen. If I can find a cool picture. That's him. That's his design afterwards.
Oh, damn.
And there's like 32 or like 100 something spikes in it for like all the people that he got killed, basically.
Wow.
So they all stab like into him when he's wearing it. And he winds up like, he fucking hunts this guy down. He's absolute fucking force. His powers change to where it's like kinetic force, kind of like Cyclops. And he chases this guy down, and like once he finds the guy, he fucking takes off his suit and puts it on the guy.
Oh.
So now he's getting stabbed with all the fucking
Speedball
things.
entered his emo phase.
Yeah. But fucking Penance is hardcore as hell, dude. I want to see a live action Penance. And when he's got the suit on, there's like vents, and like his blood is like dripping out of the vents.
Damn.
He's just fucking metal as hell, dude.
Wow. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Speedball, but I want to get to Penance for sure.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next one. Don't have too much to say about this one. I just figured I'd mention it. Manifold.
I haven't heard of him.
Manifold is an Australian guy who likes rock music and can teleport.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm so in, dude.
Yeah. I fan casted Luke Hemsworth.
Ooh.
Australian. And the other Hemsworths are busy. So
The third Hemsworth is busy?
yeah. He's the Witcher.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even process that you said Luke.
Yeah.
I thought in my head I thought Liam.
No.
Yeah, no, he's the Witcher.
Yeah. Are you done with yours?
Yeah, I didn't mention who I fan cast as Penance though. I said
It's got to be Andy Samberg.
It could be. I said Harris Dickinson.
Oh.
Because I feel like he can be playful but hardcore.
Oh yeah.
Like when he's in prison, he like shaves his head. He fucking looks like an absolute psychopath.
I like that.
Yeah.
My next one, I feel like you're gonna like this. My next one's Danger Man.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know Danger Man?
No, I don't know Danger Man. It's just a
Okay.
cool ass name.
So Danger Man is a guy he's a family man who falls into a vat of chemicals.
Danger?
He falls into a vat of chemicals and gains powers. But instead of becoming a superhero like everyone else when they fall into a vat of chemicals and gains powers, he gets depressed and sues the company. That's the whole storyline. He never fights crime at all.
He just gives up after. It's like I got my fucking nut. I'm done. It's depressed and
Daniel Jerriman, a family man who fell into a vat of Roxxon Energy Corporation chemicals and gained superpowers. Contrary to most Marvel characters, Jermaine rejected his new life, suing Roxxon for the damage done to his body and his family.
That's awesome, dude.
It's just a courtroom drama. What it actually is he was a client of She-Hulk's in the comics. So She-Hulk was like defending him and trying to get the money from Roxxon. But they called him Danger Man, and he never fights crime at all. And he, dude, look at his picture.
Dude, you
He just
can
looks
have
like a big idiot.
an end credit scene where like someone's like, you want to be a part of the team? He's like, what am I, fucking gay, dude? They just paid me $8 million. I'm going to go on vacation.
So yeah, my fan cast for that was Sam Rockwell.
Oh, dude, yes, Danger Man. I fucking love that.
My next one, Big Wheel.
Big Wheel?
Don't get it twisted. Big Wheel.
Oh my god.
We're talking about fucking Big Wheel. Now, Big Wheel is a Spider-Man villain who turns into a big wheel.
Oh, man. You really threw a curveball at me.
I'm just kidding. He doesn't turn into a wheel, but he invents a giant wheel.
Oh, even better.
He invents a giant wheel with which he plans to crush his enemies. Jackson Wheel branded himself the Big Wheel in hopes of inspiring fear into his enemies' hearts.
Dude, I'm shaking in my boots. Oh my god.
Yeah. My fan cast for that was Eric Andre.
Yeah, I really like that, dude.
This next one is Piecemeal.
Piecemeal?
Piecemeal. Piecemeal was created by Red Skull as an experiment on crafting new members of the New World Order. By combining organic matter with cybernetic prosthetics, they gave him super strength as well as a tail and claws and shape-shifting abilities. So he's like a hodgepodge of all these different like elements, because he's a combination of organic matter with cybernetic prosthetics. So he's sort of like a Robo-Man, sort of.
Oh, okay.
But he showed up in the comics and like instantly died.
Oh, awesome.
But yeah, he gained shape-shifting abilities. Then he was sent to fight the Hulk, and while fighting Hulk, he escaped, and upon learning about his life, became fascinated about it, since he never had experienced anything about it before. Sadly, he was impaled by the Hulk without fully understanding his own crimes, after stating he just wanted to live.
Oh my god.
So he was this like Frankenstein. Like he was this creation, and he didn't know what he was doing, and he was just going on these missions they told him to go on, and the Hulk killed him, and it was like really sad, and he didn't like know what he was doing, and he said he just wanted to live, and he died.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I fan casted Andy Serkis as motion capture for Piecemeal.
That's really sad.
Yeah. Yeah, rip Piecemeal.
Rip Piecemeal.
He deserved better. Is this my last one, or did I have one more? This is my last one.
Was it Puck?
It's not Puck.
Okay.
It's Sleepwalker.
Ooh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, look at his picture. Looks like the Green Goblin.
Oh my god, yeah.
Sleepwalker is sort of like they're sort of doing a Shazam thing where it's a kid, and when he goes to sleep, he becomes Sleepwalker, and he's like not conscious, like he doesn't know that it's happening at all. He doesn't know he's Sleepwalker.
Oh, that's awesome.
But Sleepwalker is the alter ego of Rick Sheridan, a meager college student who receives a super-powered, don't know that word, identity after he's experimented on by a villain. Rick and Sleepwalker are oblivious to the other half. Whenever Rick goes to sleep, it's the Sleepwalker's time to shine in the ethereal dream world.
Oh, so he's not even like in reality.
No. Sleepwalker is a product of the 90s, and there are some fun creative places the film could go.
He's like Marvel's version of like the Sandman.
Yeah. It said Sleepwalker bears some similarities to Moon Knight, but he can reach even greater heights. So, yeah, it's sort of like Shazam, but they're not conscious of the other half.
That's awesome. That's a really cool dynamic.
Yeah. And since it's a kid, it's a college student, I fan casted Gabriel Bell.
Of course.
And I
really doesn't matter what age the person is.
Yeah.
Gabriel Bell can play them believably. Could have been a 6-year-old, or it could have been a 40-year-old.
We call him Gabe Labe.
Oh my god.
And he's casted, as far as I'm concerned, he's casted in everything. The Batman 2, put him in. He's Robin. Dune Messiah, put him in. He'll be the Worm. The Odyssey, put him in.
He'll be the Cyclops.
I don't know I don't know if I want him to be Cyclops.
Or is he going to be the guy that gets eaten by the Cyclops?
He'll be the big stick that they kill the Cyclops with. He'll poke him in the eye with Gabriel Bill. He's just tied up. He's tied up to a big stick.
Oh God.
Fucking Fantastic Four. Put him in.
Yeah.
He'll be the little
He's Galactus'
robot guy
helmet.
that cooks.
Yeah. What's his name again? Herbie?
Something like that. Yeah.
Oh.
But now he's Gabe Labe.
No, he's Gabe Labe.
Yeah.
You got it twisted, pal. This is Gabe Labe.
Project Hail Mary. Put him in. He's Rocky.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, that's all my Marvel characters that I thought of. But
I did pull out, when we talked about this idea, I was like, we're going to do like Puck or something. And then you went, who the fuck is Puck?
yeah, guys, look up Puck.
Yeah.
If you want to have a good time, look up Puck.
Yeah, he's a very small, hairy man.
Yeah, he's a little 3'8" man with a lot of body hair, looking for a good time.
Yeah.
But I didn't forget because I put it in my notes to talk about Severance.
Oh, there you go.
This last episode, I took a couple notes just so I could remember what was going on. Mark was acting really weird in this episode.
Yeah, I don't
I don't know what's going on with Mark.
I don't quite understand why he was.
By the way,
acting
spoilers
this
for
way.
Severance, if you haven't heard.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, we'll see you next week on the Film Scoop.
Film Scoop.
Now it's Severance time.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. That's what we do.
Hell yeah.
Hang on.
you didn't get it. On
Yeah, I
the
gotta.
horn?
The Scoopers deserve some.
Some high quality intro.
Yeah. Hang on. Now we're talking. We gotta have a theme song for when we introduce Severance.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
We'll have to add
Severance.
something
Severance time. No, that's not good.
in. Time to get severed.
And the department is run by a shambolic rube that goes by Milkshake.
Shake. Shambolic rube.
Yeah, Severance time. Mark's acting weird.
Yeah. I don't know why he's acting this way. It doesn't really. It kind of seems like really weird, really out
Seems
of left
a
field.
little out of character.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember like what would have happened that. Oh well, he's a little tripped up because he got a little frisky with Audi Helly,
Yeah. But
and now he's at a crossroads because now any Helly's back. But like, I don't know why he's freaking out about it because it's like you thought it was Helly. Now this is Helly. Like
yeah, but he's
he's
acting
like taking it out on her.
Yeah, he's like mad at her, and instead of it being like I feel guilty about this, like almost like he cheated on Helly.
Yeah,
even
now
though in
he's
reality,
sort of being a dick.
yeah, he's just being an asshole. And I understand the aspect of like I told them everything, like all like our plan is they know like everything I'm doing because Helly Audi was a plant. I understand him having this point of like I'm just gonna give up. Like they've been two steps ahead at every point. There's nothing I can do. I get that a little bit, but the like anger and frustration towards the team, I don't understand.
Yeah, I get it's frustrating because you feel like you were making progress but you were telling Helly all these secrets and like your plan, and now they know, which sucks. But like you're being a dick to your buddies, and that's uncouth, if you ask me.
Very uncouth.
So hopefully Mark gets his shit together soon. The cinematography in this episode it's always good. It's always amazing, but like I'm not the best at noticing like visual metaphors when I watch stuff, especially for the first time. Mm-hmm. It's something I notice more on like rewatches, but there were so many in this episode where I was like, that's crazy. Do you remember the shot in the bathroom when Helly's talking to him?
Yeah.
So there's a shot in the bathroom where she says, so you couldn't tell that it was me? And Mark's like, fucking no. Like, duh. And he's being a dick. But the shot's framed where it's Helly on the left side of the frame in the bathroom. And then it's Mark. And then on the right side, there's a mirror showing Helly again.
Yeah.
So it's Mark trapped between two Hellys.
Yeah.
That's fucking bonkers, dude. While
so
they're
good.
talking about Outie Helly, Any Helly, and how he feels like he was trapped between the two. That's fucking crazy, dude. And then in the elevator, it was Mark on the left side, Milchek on the right side, and they were having like a fairly civil discussion. And then there's a line in the middle of the frame, and then Milchek crosses over the line and gets in Mark's face, and then says, "Did you tell her that you fucked her outie on the Ortbo?" And it was like this. I don't know why I noticed it so much this time, but like him crossing the line, him visually crossing the line, and he's also Milchek is always like very well spoken, and he doesn't talk like that normally. It was like him stepping out of himself and like crossing the line visually, and also getting really close to Mark, but also like not talking like himself at all, sort of like letting loose.
Yeah, I didn't put together the stuck between two Hellies thing. I just like noticed anytime someone uses like mirrors in a cool way, I like notice.
Yeah.
But the Milchik thing stood out because like it's the first time we've seen him like snap like that. And I want more because they keep doing these sequences of Milchik where he feels very imposing, but we know he's not going to like raise his hand to anybody because it's like he just tries to stay professional. And like this was like so threatening and so like unprofessional that I was
he's like unraveling.
I hope
he always talks in this like showmanistic tone where he's very he like projects his voice and he seems very like he's putting on that work voice that everyone has.
Yeah.
But then when he said that line, he like didn't do that at all. It was like his first time in the show like talking like a normal person.
Yeah.
And it's so unsettling hearing him talk like that for the first time while he's in Mark's face. That was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I want more. I want to see like evil Milchik.
Yeah.
Like not giving a fuck anymore, not trying to like help them at all, and just like the company says treat you like shit, I'm gonna treat you like shit.
Dude, fucking Miss Huang saying you shouldn't let them have the funeral because it makes them feel like real people.
Yeah.
You fucking bitch. What the hell?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Were you raised in hell?
I mean,
what the hell?
She seems like she's
It seems
seen
like
some shit.
I mean, there's a lot of theories that Lumen is a cloning place. We still don't know. That's the obvious. I feel like that's the obvious like guess if you had to guess what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's my guess. I'm not smart enough to think of anything else.
Yeah, it makes sense with like the sheep too.
The sheep,
because like the first ever like cloned thing, I think was
Miss Casey. I mean, his wife is supposed to be dead. He said he saw her body burn, and now she's here.
Yeah,
which I guess that could have been staged. It could have been a fake body that Lumen planted. I mean, we don't fucking know how that story goes, but there's a lot of like clues towards it being cloning, and also the first line in the show, or like one of the first lines, like references cloning, and it's Helly like there, and you know Mark is on the speaker, and he's asking her questions, and then when they first start talking face to face, she's like, "Who am I? Like, am I a real person?" And he was like, "What do you think? We just grew a person?"
Yeah,
that'd be pretty fucking gangster.
Yeah,
to like reveal what your show is in the first line, and nobody knew that was like a hint.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of hints that it could be cloning, but who fucking knows? I mean, like I said, I'm not smart enough to have any other theories. But no idea what Cold Harbor is. I think whatever it is really fucking important. They're really set on that Cold Harbor.
I think Cold Harbor is... At first, I thought it was going to be... What's the word? Whenever he gets unsevered, what is that word that they use?
Reintegration.
I thought it was going to be like a natural reintegration without any kind of like surgery or like anything like that. But he's
side effects.
Yeah, he's already getting reintegrated. So I thought that's what.
I don't think they want to like. I don't think they would be excited about a reintegration project.
Yeah, it could be
This
like
is something Lumen's really excited to finish.
unless they're able to get the any to take over fully.
What do you mean?
Like if they had basically because their innies are like their slaves. So if they had the innies able to take over like a person completely and erase the outies,
I don't know how that would
personality.
benefit Lumen.
I don't know. That's the only things I like thought of whenever they kept referencing Cold Harbor.
Yeah, it's something between Mark and Gemma.
Yeah. But like putting them close together, I'd like that's what I had that same thought process too. But I was like putting them close together is either going to trigger. I feel like it's going to trigger memories of Outie Mark's memories to any Mark because they're only going to be able to talk while he's an any Mark, which would kind of like meld the two together almost. Which is why I was like maybe they're trying to do a natural reintegration.
Yeah.
Because initially, like Petey was the only person that did it, and he died. And they say it's really dangerous, so maybe they're able to do it naturally. But I don't think that that's the case.
Yeah, my initial thought with Cold Harbor was that they're getting Mark to subconsciously recreate Gemma, like her DNA and her traits and everything, because there's like a analysis of the little bins at the bottom of the work that they do at Lumen and how they're I can't remember exactly the words, but they're basically like initials for personality traits, and they tell you to just like do whatever feels natural, like group the numbers together that feels right.
Yeah.
And so there's no like right or wrong way to do it. You sort of just like use your intuition. And so maybe they're trying to get somebody who knows Gemma to recreate her
So that they can make
subconsciously, so they can make a clone, but they can't go to Outie Mark and be like, "Hey, come recreate your wife." So they have to do it with the any version subconsciously.
Yeah. Because they can't copy a person exactly.
Yeah.
Only a person that knows them could do it.
Yeah, because
they're
Miss
trying to make
Casey, they already have a Miss Casey, but she doesn't have the insides of Gemma.
Yeah,
It's
she's
just
got she physically looks like her,
yeah,
but she's just an any.
yeah.
Oh man, that's a way better idea than
That's
the
all
shit
I've
I was
got.
talking about.
That's all I've got.
I
Could
was
be a load of
spouting
malarkey.
nonsense, dude.
That could be a load of malarkey, but not very smart with theories.
But yeah, aren't they all working on Cold Harbor though?
No, just Mark.
Just Mark is working on it.
Yeah, I don't know what the other people are doing. I don't know if they do anything important. I know they're there now because Mark wanted them there. He said, I want to work with my buddies.
Yeah.
But like in the first season, I don't know what any of the other people do because Lumen does not care. They only care about Mark and Cold Harbor. So
Yeah.
whatever they're doing must not be important. Because I was thinking maybe
They're definitely
each of
doing
them,
something because like he taught like Helly how to go through the process.
Oh yeah, they're doing something. I just don't know if that work they're doing means anything to Lumen or if it's just busy work while Mark finishes Cold Harbor.
Yeah, maybe.
So I was gonna say maybe they picked people. Maybe they only hire people at Lumen who have like someone in their life that they can recreate subconsciously. But I don't know if that's true. Like Irving seems pretty alone.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't really add up.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, but also shout out to the Melon Irving.
Melon Irving was crazy.
That was nuts. I'd love to take a bite of Melon Irving.
Dude, I'd like to take a bite out of Irving.
Don't judge. All right. I'm just a boy.
I'll take a bite out of regular Irving, dude.
Oh. You can hold the melon. give me Irving melon. Give me Melon Irving. Hold the melon.
Yeah.
Give me just big whopping scoop of Irving.
What's Walken's name in the show again?
Bert.
Bert, yeah. You can call me Bert. Dude. You can call me Bert, dude.
Yeah.
It is crazy that he like probably like came to after shouting and banging on his door, and then Bert just drove over to his house and like invited him for dinner.
Yeah. What a cool guy.
It's like
That Bert.
He said we were sexually involved. That's all.
That's really good.
That's not good at all.
Yeah, it
dude.
is.
No.
You don't want to hear my Christopher Walken. It's bad news.
Give it to me.
It is bad news. Up is this. That's my.
You just sound like a Sopranos character.
Yeah, I sound like from New Jersey. Where's the freaking gabagoo?
Gabagoo.
Christopher Walken said he doesn't have the facilities to watch Severance at home, so Apple TV sends him DVDs, special DVDs they made just for him, so he can watch the show.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he's the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He just must live it old school, dude. He just got the DVD player.
Yeah. Also, there were people that saw the hang in there thing, like, before this episode came out. When Irving said hang in there at the end of episode 4, people pulled up the picture because they've shown the hang in there picture before.
Yeah.
And they were like, was he referencing this picture? And I was like, dude, that's crazy. And then in this episode, that ended up being true. And I was like, dude, these people are so smart.
Yeah, I didn't put that together at all until they brought out Mel and Irving, and then I saw the picture. I was like, why the fuck would he say that?
Yeah.
And then he walked over.
It was a little funny though, because I thought that he hid something in there like really important, and then it's this picture of a hallway, and if I was Dylan, I'd pull that out and be like, the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
I would have done the exact same
now
thing.
I know there's a hallway somewhere.
I would have pulled it out. I would have done the exact same thing he did. I pulled it out, look at it, and then put it right back.
All right.
Go back to eating Mel and Irving.
Irvin, you dirty dog.
Pull out and just that rascal. Put it right back behind the picture.
Yeah. I think that's it for this episode. Hopefully we made up for no episode last week.
Where
got
we
to
at
talk
time-wise?
Got to talk about Big Wheel. Let me see what we're at.
Big Will makes up for like 3 episodes.
246.
Oh my god, look at that.
Not bad at all. My blanket's falling on my
We've been
cord.
giving them the business.
Got to talk about a little Puck, little Big Wheel, little Danger Man,
Death's Head.
Death's Head, Death Lock.
A lot of death.
Yeah, a lot of death. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This week we should be checking out The Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Paddington in Peru.
Not maybe. Come on.
Yeah, you're
Get
right.
real.
Who am I fooling?
We'll be checking out Paddington, Peru, maybe Monkey.
Yeah. We'll be pulling up to Paddington in Peru in our yellow rain hats with our jar of marmalade
Yep.
ready to go.
I'll have a sandwich ready to go under my
Cock out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jelly sandwich. Yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about something next week. Thank you guys. Oh shit. Sorry, I almost forgot. 2 questions. Can't believe I almost forgot.
We got questions?
Yeah, we got 2 questions. Evan said top 3 overrated and underrated Marvel movies. Not MCU, Marvel. So I'm going to go underrated Marvel. Daredevil 2003. What's funny?
Nothing, Tim.
All right.
Listen to your list.
Fantastic Four 2005.
I'd say that's an underrated one for me, too.
And I'll go Deadpool 2. I think Deadpool 2 is a little slept on.
I agree with that. I really fucking love Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2 is really good. Really good film. And then overrated Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I was going to say Winter Soldier for
Black
sure.
Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Last one. Overrated Marvel. I'm going to say, it's going to sound bad because it's a movie I do really like. I'm going to say Spider-Man 2. I don't think it's the best shit ever that everyone else thinks. I don't think it's top 5 comic book movies of all time. I don't like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I think he holds it back quite a bit. It doesn't really do anything for me emotionally. It's a really good movie, and I enjoy it. But press the brakes. Hit the brakes.
Yeah.
Best shit of all time. I don't think it's a 5-star movie. I think it's like a 4-star. I think it's really good, but
Oh, yeah. I guess I was under the impression people had it.
dude,
that
no,
high.
people glaze the shit out of it like it's fucking God's cum. And I just
Oh,
Not
if
with
that's
it.
the case, then yeah.
yeah.
No, I didn't realize people had it to that high of a standard.
Yeah.
I'd go underrated. I guess technically the Thomas Jane Punisher movie.
I've never seen it.
A lot of people haven't. No one gives a fuck about it, dude. I think the Blade movies also don't really get talked about, but maybe I'm not in the loop.
Yeah, from what I see, they're pretty loved. Not the third one, but the first two.
Yeah, don't worry about the third one. Don't worry about that one.
Yeah. Yeah, one more. That was two.
No, I agreed with the for underrated.
Yeah.
I said Fantastic Four.
Oh, you're counting what I said.
Yeah, I said I agree with that.
All right.
Because Fantastic Four is one of the ones that I really liked.
I grew up with it. It's nostalgic for me.
It's really not terrible though.
I don't think so. I think the cast's good. The cast is good.
I love their transformation sequence.
Yeah. Did you do overrated?
Overrated. I agreed with everything. I wasn't going to agree with Spider-Man 2 until you said that people were like thought it was a 5-star.
People are crazy about it.
Another underrated one, which I feel like, again, I don't know what people are saying, but I feel like Iron Man is underrated. I fucking love the first Iron Man, dude.
Oh, see, people glaze the shit out of Iron Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then maybe not that one.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome.
And then Will asked, the first question was from Evan. I don't know if I said that. Shout out to Evan. Second question is from Will. Fan castings for the next X-Men, which I think we may have done. But my Cyclops is Scott Eastwood. My Wolverine is the guy from Saturday Night. Wood, something Wood.
Oh, the guy that played Buscemi?
Belushi.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I talking about?
Gambit, obviously, Dream would be Austin Butler, but Tom Blythe, I think, would be a great option, too. Jean Grey is tricky. I'd probably cast a non-red-haired actress and just make her hair red.
I mean, yeah,
There's
that's easy to do. Yeah.
Not a ton of options. Maybe Jean Grey will go... I'm going to skip that one. For Rogue, I heard recently that Marvel has called Margaret Qualley about being Rogue. I actually kind of really like that.
I like that. I want them to give Rogue a southern accent, though.
Yeah, she's got to have a southern accent. And she did that in Once Upon a Time. So, not quite as much as she needs it to be for Rogue, but she's already halfway there.
Yeah.
So I like that for Rogue.
That would
we
be
need
huge.
Beast. Ooh, fucking Beast. That's a tricky one.
I'll come out and say it, dude. I didn't like Nicholas Hoult as Beast.
I like him as Beast. They just didn't really do much with him. That's not his fault. That's the writing.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the aesthetic of him as Beast, and like, his character didn't have much to do. I really liked the aesthetic of the first guy they cast in Last Stand.
Last Stand. Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah,
he was really.
He
good.
was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
that guy's jawline was nuts.
Beast. I'm having trouble.
I don't know who I would cast as Beast.
Brendan Gleeson.
That's a really good one. That's a really good one.
I'm just joking.
I'm trying to think of just like a super nerdy guy.
I want him to be someone like big. I don't know why. Like Beast is like a big guy. I just kind of want Scientist Beast to also be a bigger guy. I just feel like that makes sense to me.
Alan Richardson.
Too big.
Too
not,
big.
Not quite that big. Beast. I want Nightcrawler to be Barry Keoghan. Book it.
That'd be a crazy looking Nightcrawler, dude.
Book it. Who am I missing? Got to do Beast and Jean Grey.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Barry Keoghan as Nightcrawler. I like Margaret Qualley. I'm also not a firm believer in Scott Eastwood as
fuck you.
Cyclops.
You know how many Scott Eastwood movies I've seen in my life? None.
I
don't need them.
That might be the problem, dude.
That's a bunch of hooey.
I think that's where you run into
look at pictures. That's what you know how you tell if someone's a good actor? You look at a picture of them.
You look at their fucking face.
You see their hot face and you're like, I bet he can act. That's all I need. He's hot.
How would you feel about Holbrook as Cyclops? I guess technically he's already been in Logan, but
Yeah, he'd probably be good. He
I'd
just strikes me as a little more rugged.
Nah, he could be clean. You could clean him up.
Yeah.
I'd
He could be
like
Johnny
him.
Cash, so he could be Cyclops.
Yeah, I'd like him more than Scott Eastwood. I think. Jean Grey. So you've got to have someone that's like around the same age as Wolverine and Cyclops to
Anya?
do the love triangle.
Perhaps.
As Jean Grey. Anya's a great actress. I'm not saying that she couldn't do it. No, I think I like that. I like Anya Taylor.
Jean is tricky. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna put in Anya. I don't really know.
I don't know what I would do for old Hank McCoy.
Beast.
I'm trying to think of like jacked guys that can pull off nerdy. Really, like, wouldn't even have to be acting. You just get fucking Henry Cavill to do it.
Oh God.
Because he's already a jacked nerd. He's as dorky
boy.
as they get, dude.
I'll just say Beast. We'll go George McKay. Do you know who George McKay is?
I mean, come on, dude. What is this, Bush League?
George McKay's in 1917.
Which guy is that? Oh, the main
Tall
guy?
one.
Oh. That could work.
It's just a name. I don't know. I can't
It's
think of
just
any.
a
I can't think of a
name.
great option. So
Yeah.
I'll just go George McKay.
Whatever.
You have yours
For Beast?
for like.
Oh,
all
for
of them?
everything? I like Boyd for Cyclops. For Wolverine, I've had so much trouble with Wolverine because everyone wanted fucking
People wanted Ratcliffe.
Ratcliffe, and I
don't
do
that.
not like that choice at all.
It's a really hard casting. They have to be short and huge.
The only person I've seen has been Wood, because like when I saw him with a beard and like the crazy hair, I was like, you know, that kind of fits.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill pulled him off pretty good in Deadpool 3, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll go Henry Cavill. Lock him in.
Damn.
I mean, it's
All right.
fan stuff.
Yeah.
I don't really have a
Good
good
day,
pick
bub. Good day, bud.
for... Good day, bud. Hello, bub.
Don't mind the claws here, bub. We can pass the beans on toast, bub.
I think for Nightcrawler, I don't like Barry. I'm trying to think of...
Yeah, that was. I was just fucking around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying, not too keen on Barry.
Nightcrawler's German. I don't know many German actors.
Just get fucking Christoph Waltz to do it, dude.
Yeah, just get a fucking Michael Fassbender again. Any German role, I'm just like, get Michael. I don't know.
Get Michael. German's hard. I don't know. I've had trouble recasting the X-Men.
It's tough.
Beast,
They're so
Beast, I know.
distinct.
Beast, I have no fucking clue.
There's some roles like Nova. You can cast anyone as Nova. But
Yeah.
like the X-Men characters are so outside of like Cyclops, they're so distinct with their traits
Yeah.
that it's really hard to find actors that are popular that fit everything.
Yeah.
So it's really
How tall
tough.
is How tall is LaBelle?
He's like 5'9". That's our Wolverine right there.
I
Gabe
mean,
Labe.
hey,
sign
dude,
him up,
Gabe Labe.
Give him some claws.
That's pretty tempting. He can grow a beard.
Yeah, I need someone to Photoshop claws onto Gabriel Bell and the Fablemans.
Oh god. No, I have no idea who I would do as Nightcrawler. Fucking German guy.
Do you know any German actors that are under
No, we
30?
talked about the two. The two that I know.
Waltz and Fassbender.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
Guess Fassbender.
Yeah, it's just Michael
It's just
Fassbender,
fucking-
Nightcrawler.
Any German. I hadn't heard the Margaret Qualley as Rogue.
That's pretty fucking good though.
I'm
picturing her with like a big wig with like the little white spots.
Oh yeah, do you give her the fucking skunk stripe?
Ah,
That'd be hard to
hell
rock,
fucking
dude.
yeah.
Skunk stripe and fucking southern accent.
Calling someone puddin', dude. Talk about the Chubstons.
The Chubstons. I really like that casting though. That was
that's
really
good. Most of the Marvel's reached out to this person for this role. I'm like,
Yeah,
they might be cooking there.
I like
Might
that.
be cooking on that one.
The rest I have no idea.
Dude, it's hard. Sorry, Will. We did our best, but the casting, especially without time to prep and like research, it's really fucking hard to cast the X-Men. But
Yeah.
I picked a name for each of them. They might not be the best, but that's what I got. I do love Scott Eastwood. I actually like that casting. I think the guy from Saturday Night as Wolverine could actually work.
My problem, like, he's got the aesthetic. I just haven't seen him in anything.
Oh,
except
obviously,
for
Winston Duke Bishop would be great, but he's M'Baku. But
that. Yeah.
it's different, you know.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't pull another Robert Downey Jr.
I saw people fan cast that Hyperion, the Marvel Superman I was telling you about. They were like, "Oh, make that Henry Cavill." And I was like, "Dude, stop making him
the hell's
a
wrong with
Superman clone.
Yeah.
Let him do something different."
Yeah, but yeah, that's all we got. Oh, just hit the 3-hour mark.
Ooh, that's clean.
Really had to make up for last week's disappointment.
Yeah.
But thank you for tuning in to the
Film Scoop.